what's on the track. tried to kill me. Cut my name, whole weight, big pop on the street. Bank roll swollen, I can helicopter police. Power up your colon in the back of Papa Caprice. I'm a hog in the beast, when it's time to vlog, I release like a walking dog on a leash. A frog when I log at the beach. Pause when I jog to the east, picking up fog from cheeks. Blowing smoke with the priest, I speak for all with the least. My nigga, you know that I'm awesome still. These other rappers pop pills like a moxicil. While I'm eating chicken fettuccine pasta meals. Cause everything I do huge like a roster kill. Ill. Trick I on Hotel Rwanda. And Sean Diddy Combs is my auntie Yolanda. I'm all about my commas and drama. Come out the llama and beat it. Hannah Palmer, Geronimo, Proud Obama. I am Madonna, Chandelier, me Walt Disney, Martin Louis, the Dream, Steve Jobs, Bobby and Whitney. Praise issue, I lie the king, how high is he? False literatures, the history's dead pygmies. Truth is my mama and her mama had a baby. Now they in trouble cause somebody gotta pay me. Up to my chin and they rebel, that's why they calling me crazy. I got a friend who I love, I married her and that's my lady. Ma, don't be mad, try to feel me, I know your secrets. For me, I'ma laugh, do we laugh cause I can't believe this. Ain't nobody thinking about me, they been raping and pimping on my entire family. I'm about to set up as John F. Kennedy getting loose. Cause I see Tommy Chow, but we can't find sheets. Yes, I still hit the bone, though it's wrong on my feet. I get ill, yet I'm strong, cause inside lies the beast. I ain't sorry, ain't got a peep out on your neurology. Everybody proud of me, Satan can't find a way to swallow me. My demons follow me, Illuminati trying to bottle me. Stop trying to holler me and get the people who they wanna see. They calling me the new millennium, rock king. Times pop, better than Jigga. Word, my type of nigga. It's obviously safe to say I'm the pick of the litter. My abominable family try to make me a critter. Everybody wanna rape my nerves. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers, none of you make me nervous. If you hire me, I do my job and do it perfect. I ain't tripping on none of these bitches because I'm worth it. Yeah, trick. The helicopter come with security, holding choppers, land, hop off the plane, get inside the mouth of Chewbacca. When you speak up on my name, I just pray that you do it proper. Best lyricist in the game, probably right next to Biggie Papa. Look at you and look at me, little nigga. You what it do, I'm what it be, little nigga. Till my shoe from my knee, little nigga. I'll air out all your loved ones I see, little nigga. Nah, I ain't fucking with you till I think you get the picture. Spending grands on bitches and a million on switches. Ain't shit sweet. Everybody thinking like delicious. Making ends me fight, trying to make it out the trenches. Assalamu alaikum, thank God for the fix. Plotting real big play, gotta watch for the snakes. Riding, waking up late, drip sweat with my heart throbbing. New Batman, made back tripping, thread mobbing. This young man, he play team, probably end up fucking up Beyonce friends. Fuck 'em so good, they gon' have to make it a trend. Fucking on the golf course and fucking in the bands. Me, I go like me, highs grow. Ain't a nigga in the globe that can be my host. Get a nigga to the bone, make it be my role. Chris Rock, Gusto, bitch, CB4. Sick of all the bullshit, put me on the pulpit. Get up on your ass, hit you hard like a mule kick. Peanut butter outside, inside, cool with. Way more talent than you niggas know what you do with.
What's poppin'? What's good? How y'all doing? It's Saturday, so I got something for y'all. We got a good one going. I got a decent topic that we all should be appreciative of. And we're going to take a second to shine a light on those amazing young ladies that's out there. I am one half of He Said, She Said, Love and Abundance.
He said, she said.
You know how we get down over here. It ain't no secret. We don't want it to be. How y'all doing? If you guys didn't see this thumbnail on your way in, I got you. Don't even worry about it. What to look for? Green flags in an amazing woman, in a potential wife. We're gonna talk about it today. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion because I have one. I figured a lot of people sit in these boxes and talk to you about what not to look for, and they ain't got nobody. So we're going to give you some what to look for from somebody that got somebody.
She filling your head with he said, she said.
Maybe you may agree, maybe you might not, but the proof is in the pudding. I've been sitting next to an amazing woman for 26 years coming up next month. So maybe what I say could be validated by another person. Maybe it's crazy. who knows? But I'm going to let you guys know today. So if you got a fella that's looking for somebody, one of the younger fellas, one of the younger ladies, share this with them and tell them to come on in. We're going to have an amazing conversation. Let's get to the good people in the chat. Y'all know how we get down. Sean in the building. Critically Drinking crew, what's popping? How you doing, bro? Uncle Rick is in the building. You know what he say? They are liars.
Lying.
What up, Uncle Rick? Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you had a good week, enjoying your weekend, getting ready to recharge the battery to get back to it, because they expecting us. Brother Paris in the building. What's popping, man? Hope you're doing good. Good to see you. Glad you had some time to come over here on a Saturday and kick it with the God. Because we're going to talk about some good stuff today, man. Some good women. There's some good women out there, but you got to know what to look for. Got to know what to look at. You got the thumbs up in the chat. You can't connect to too many minds at once, Charles. God damn, that man seen X. My man. We pick and choose our spots. Shout out to, I call her cuteness. Y'all call her the shame lady. What up, missus? What's good with you?
Shame on you.
Shout out to the Mrs. Tuesday in the building. How you doing, cuteness? Hope you having a good weekend. I know that's right. I'll be hungry in a little bit, not right now, but I do appreciate you. My sister is in the building. Take heed to the message. Thank you for that message. Good morning. You and Bella were rocking at the same time, so I was kind of dual streaming. It was dope, though. Thank you for the message. Truth Light, thank you for joining and tapping in, man. Appreciate you. What's popping? Our brother Grizz in the building. Sophisticated Grizzly on the tap in. Hope you're doing well, bro. Everybody got the shares going on, man. Green flags today, y'all. It's not a lot of videos with what I'm doing today. Let me go ahead and let Instagram in and let them share in some of this information. It's not going to be a lot of videos today. I do got one to go along with what I'm talking about today, but the proof is in the pudding in the title today. We got green flags, what to look for in an amazing woman. I see my sis pulling up. What up, Quantum? What's good, sis? What's popping? Hope you're doing well, man. We're going to talk about the amazing women today, because it is a lot out there. And if you know what to look for, you know the qualities, you can find an amazing partner, an amazing companion, and an amazing wife, and an amazing individual to walk through life with. I don't think this world, particularly this Western American world, is meant to face alone. Some people may have the nuts, may have the wherewithal, may have the guts, but I don't think we were designed like that. So y'all see, I got my green on today. And I got my guy with me. If you too young, you don't know who he is. If you are young, you do not know who he is. But if you are of age, of a certain exuberance, you know who this is. Shout out to everybody pulling in on IG. What up, Hank? What's popping, man? Hope you're doing well. We're talking about green flags today, y'all. Green flags today. The first thing is, fellas, I got to give you a nugget of wisdom right here. It sounds clichéic. It sounds like something you would hear every day, but it's one of the truest things you're going to find. Go after the woman that is interested in you. She's interested in you. Maybe the same, equal, or maybe more than you're interested in her, but there's reciprocation there. What up, Sarah? Sarah pulling in on Facebook. Shout out to everybody pulling in. But there's a certain reciprocation there. He shows a certain interest. When you ask her how she's doing, she wants to know how you're doing in return. It's not waiting for the next question. How you doing? What'd you do today? Did you have lunch today? Was your work pleasurable today? Did you get things done? All the questions getting fired at them. Nothing back at you. She's not interested in you. Ricky, my uncle. the great Gazoo. You know what it is. Dum-dums. Smarten up. Smarten up. And this is how you do it. You look for the green flags. People will beat you in the head with the red ones. If you even ask for the green ones, they'll tell you the red ones. What do you want in a, well, let me tell you, I don't want her to cheat on me. I don't want her to take all my money. I don't want her to. It's not what I asked, sir. Green flags, what to look for. She's interested in you. She likes you. She wants to know things about you. She cares about you. I know it's not, you know, something you see every day. She gives a F versus not. Y'all know? Y'all know? I don't give a F. Don't it come out eventually? I don't give a F. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care what nobody think. I don't care what a man think. I don't care what other women think. I don't care. I don't care about no society. I don't care about no kids. I don't care. I don't care. All I care about is me, what I want to get done, my agenda, my aspirations, my inspirations, my happy. That ain't the woman that you want. She gives a fuck. She'll tell you, no, 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 no. We're not going to do that. I care. I care about my community. I care about society. I care about our future. I care about the kids. I'm not going to just sprinkle that I don't care on top of everything like it's, you know, cashews or peanuts or whipped cream or sprinkles or chocolate sauce. Just sprinkle it on. I don't care. I don't give a F. Sooner or later, it's coming out. Sooner or later. Let the conversation go on a little bit. She don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck.
Receive shots fired to first squad, 946.
7450 and any responding South cars. You have shots fired. Utilize caution.
And guess what you tell her? You tell her?
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Straight like that. Straight like that. She curates. She curates. You know what that means? Drop a bomb for that one. She curates your home. I say it a lot. Heard it said a couple times after that. But no, she don't just take care of my home. She don't just make sure the home is up, kept, and clean and pick my socks up off the floor. She's curating our home. That's why she's so appreciated. That's why she's so valuable, because of the inspiration she provides from the curation of our home, of our children, of our lives. But in regards to our home, you may ask, what do curation mean? I know a lot of people are asking, what do curation mean? The younger people that rewatch this, they may want to know. In regards to your home, a curated home is one that shows off things that you have purposely collected over the years to show your individual style and your decorating chops. It is a way of creating a home with personality that speaks to who you are.
He said, she said.
It's a method behind the madness. It's a consciousness that is required. And the ladies that you want to look for, fellas, they have this quality. They nurture this quality. They enhance this quality. Purposely. Purposely. And I'm going to give y'all one of the biggest green flags of all. One of the biggest. It's not a problem.
Bing bong.
Let that one sink in. Like my sister Take Heed to the Message would say, did that one go over your head? It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's not a problem for her to curate her home. It's not, oh my God, I got to take care of this house, this big old house I wanted to have. I got to take care of it. Jesus Christ, I got to take care of my kids. I cannot believe I got to take care of my kids. This is just too much, just mothering. And I seen a video today. One of the young ladies was reflecting, yeah, just mothering. This mothering is exhausting, being a mother and taking care of the kids and having to worry about their schooling and their Wait a minute. What's the reading level of the kids across America? Let's start with that one first, because that one stood out to me. The schooling, you got to worry about their education and their schooling, and they can't read. You're doing a horrible job then. You got to worry about their nutrition and their diet. They fat and lazy. You're doing a horrible job then. Like all of this shit, that's the women who think it's a problem to take care of their family. This is the 2023/24 coming up that we live in. That they say shame don't work. They say you can't shame people who don't want to be shamed, that don't know what they doing, that don't. Shame. 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 But in the same instance, turn around and shame honorable women that exhibit green flags, like taking care of their family and nurturing their kids and their husband and curating their home. They the ones that get shamed. They got names for them. They call them pick-me's and man-me's and all type of disrespectful shit. But shame don't work. Shame don't exist. Shame isn't needed and necessary. But in every conversation, guess what I hear when I go from platform to platform? Shame. Guess what the polls are saying? Should we bring shame back? Shame. Shout out to the crew that had an amazing conversation. Great Pill sent it over to me. They had an amazing conversation on shame. We're going to reflect on it when I get the missus sitting next to me. And we really going to have a talk about it. But for the women that we're talking about today, it's not a problem. It's not a problem to make sure that you keep your doctor's appointment. I had a dentist appointment and a doctor's appointment both in the same week, maybe 2-3 days apart. The missus was like, your appointment tomorrow? You on that? You ready? You got that? Holding me accountable. And again, looking at a space where people say, how can a wife hold a husband accountable? Oh, if she cares about him, it's easy. Y'all bitches that don't care about these niggas, y'all just opportunistic, looking for the next opportunity. Y'all got to look for ways and ask questions and need examples of it not being a problem to take the managerial position and tell the children, look, you can help out around the house. Y'all grab those dishes. Y'all wipe down those baseboards. Why don't y'all grab those windows? It ain't like y'all just got one kid. A lot of y'all ain't got one kid. You know how I know? Because you got multiple kids by multiple men. So why don't you put their asses to work? No, you're too busy worrying about going to work and working for some white motherfucker to tell you what to do all week. Tell you what to do not one day. Or the preacher that you go to church on Sunday and he tell you what to do and you hang on that shit all week and I can't tell you what to. God damn. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give y'all the green flags. It's not a problem to manipulate her schedule. It's not a problem to consider when you say, nah, no girls trips. It's not a problem for a woman that you want to have as a wife. Fellas, young men, don't listen to these simp ass niggas don't listen to them. They do not have the results to prove anything. So y'all know how I get down over here. I'm from New York City. If you can't tell, You could tell by the way I walk. I ain't from around here.
Hey, little kids, don't follow these dope habits.
Don't follow these dopes. They can't keep a relationship for 5 minutes because they don't know what green flags even look like. They too busy acquiescing to the red flags and telling you that they don't judge you and it depends and everybody's different. Yeah, not around here.
You gotta stop. For real, put the camera on me. For real. We gotta stop telling niggas what you do in your own personal time has nothing to do with me. It does, my nigga. If you call, come on, man. Yeah, it does matter. It does matter. Those are the lies that are going on in society. We tell people it don't matter, but behind your back, it matters. Yeah. And that's what we got to first start off by saying. Like, you hear stats saying this, because what people do in their bedroom, that's between them. Not necessarily true, but I understand. You get what I'm saying? Because you telling them it don't matter, but then it does matter. And anybody watching this knows it does matter. Even to people that participate, it matters. Because people will say, oh, it don't matter. And as soon as they find out, they're outing them, so it matters. Yeah. You know, and when it comes down to making money off the story, it matters. When it comes down to who dating you is going to matter. When it comes down to if we're gonna look at Cam, but it's good to camera on Cam. When it comes down to if you're gonna be in the locker room with them, it matters. Because there's about 30 teams that did not sign Dwight Howard because it matters. So let's dispel that. That's the first thing we gotta dispel. The second thing is that is consensual. Is never consensual if you surprise somebody. How can you say?
It matters. It matters. You could keep letting people tell you it don't matter. Guess what they saying behind your back? You have no idea. I do, because I see them from chat to chat, pussy popping over here, pussy popping over there. They agree with these clowns over here, and they agree with the clowns over there. But guess what? People see you. You lukewarm. Nobody likes lukewarm, especially all of y'all Bible reading motherfuckers. Who likes lukewarm? The big man himself don't even like that shit. He said, off with your bomba clod. So keep thinking it don't matter and see what they saying behind your back. Because y'all messy. It's ugly and y'all messy. And it's because y'all not looking for the green flags. You're actually looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love. So today what we doing is letting the younger fellas know, letting the smarter fellas know, letting the ladies that are willing and wanting to be wives know, not the selfish people that think you always talking to them. Well, you can't be telling people who don't want to be told. We're not talking to them, stupid ass. We talking to the people that want to build with the God. Come and have a good time with G.O.D. Drop a bomb for that. We're not talking to the people who don't want to be talked to. That's how selfish y'all are. Y'all really think everything's about y'all. It's not. We're talking to the people who want to be talked to. Shouldn't have to keep reiterating that. But you know what? Let me stop. Let me have a sip of this white grape juice, and I'm going to say toast to all of y'all, because this is how we get down over here. What the fuck is popping? We from New York City.
Good morning. May life be like Italian bread, long with a lot of dough in the middle. May all the ups and downs be in between the sheets, and may we all avoid these motherfucking skeezers, dick teasers, and weirdos.
Skeezers, dick teasers, and weirdos.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
We don't fuck with y'all. Keep that shit over there. because that's where that shit belongs at. All your back and forth, for all your insinuations, and you're telling on people, and you're trying to prove shit to everybody, and we just eating popcorn watching this shit for 3 years. And again, talk to us like we crazy, got comments for us like we crazy, got pushbacks for our talking point. Shame on y'all stupid asses. Like we crazy, but for 3 years, y'all still blowing in the wind, and our relationship has gotten 3 years stronger watching idiots.
He said, she said. She feeling your head with he said, she said.
Jesus Christ. I see a couple of little niggas get married now. They've been married for 3 or 4 days, and niggas is praising them like they Jesus Christ. Oh, man, yo, God is married. Let's hear what he got to say. Nigga, y'all serious? Y'all just want to hear the shit y'all want to hear from who y'all want to hear it from. But that's cool. I'll be 50 years old with an amazing doctor checkup the other day and an amazing dentist checkup yesterday. And y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all know what I call it.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love.
So here's what we're doing today. We're going to give you guys some green flags. What to look for in an amazing woman and a wife. That's what you want to look for. Let's go ahead and get to the comments. Let's see who's tapping in, man. See if anybody pulling in. A lot of big bad wolf in the building. My G, what's popping? You know how we get down. World class in the building. What's good, my guy? He said, what's up? Brother Vaughn in the building. How you doing, sir? Hope you're doing well. Everybody's exchanging the pleasantries. Alexander X, my brother. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you had a good week, man. I'm telling you what to look for in an amazing wife, young brother. And I was just talking about it's not a problem. It's not a problem to be a good woman to you, to be considerate of you, to be loving and devoted to you. It's not a problem. To take care of the home, it's not a problem. To take care of the kids, it's not a problem. Not like the rest of these hyena, wolf pudussy chicks out here. Everything's a problem for them. Oh my God, I gotta go pick up these kids. Oh my God, I gotta make a schedule. Oh my God, I gotta get away from a bitch like you. Good Lord, go home and get your fucking shine box. You're a chicken. Bing bong. Go home and get your.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Everything's a problem for them. Everything's a headache for them. A lot of us grow up seeing that. Mama just, everything's a problem. Oh my God, I got to get this food cooked. I got to get this. I got to get these things prepared. Jesus Christ. Chill out. First of all, relax. Chill out a little bit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Brother Vaughn. Green flags. The missus, blessed us with her green flag episode. And I also acquiesced to my brother World Class when he asked for, 10 things that we think young brothers should have in their repertoire, in their toolbox to go from boys to men. And I was able to accommodate him with that. I'm not sure who else was able to tap in on that. I asked him and he was up to 0, just me at the time. That was maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. But mine's are right here. I've always been trying to give the fellas some information. They don't want it from me, man. I don't know if it's my cadence. I don't know if it's my tone, because it's Stockholm syndrome going on. These niggas is just like broads. They need to be talked to soft and shit. But we don't do that shit over here. And we don't give a fuck about how you feel about it. Again, I'm from New York City. And I'm not from one of the parts that they don't want to say, like these clown ass niggas. This is another thing I got for y'all. Y'all niggas gonna stop claiming New York City if you not from New York fucking City. Stop talking this New York shit and you from Rochester some fucking where. Cause nigga, no, it don't work like that. Y'all are very secretive about where y'all fucking from. I'm from Bed-Stuy. Ask about Shano from Madison. Do you know anybody in Bed-Stuy? Where you from, dog? Y'all niggas talk loud saying nothing, and it's embarrassing because y'all sit on panels for hours talking about women. Half y'all ain't got none. Half y'all can't get none. It's been 3 years, nigga. And please don't pull that what your wife look like card with me, because that shit don't work, nigga. She look like Jane Kennedy, word bum.
Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
That's not what it's about. This is exactly how y'all learn from women. Y'all take their talking points, take their shots, and try to throw them back. Now we got niggas that got comebacks for, you know, where's your girl at? You've been sitting here talking about women and what you don't like. Where's your girl? Well, what's your girl look like? Well, your girl's a 1 or your girl's a 2. How dare you? Wow. It's where we at. It's where we at. Well, you know, que sera, whatever works. But I'm going to give you guys some information today. Today we're working with some info today. I don't know what you got for the rest of the week. But here's 10 things that, in my opinion, no particular order, but this is what I think young men should have while they're looking for this woman who thinks that these things are not a problem. And it's not going to be a problem for her if you come with these things. A driver's license, a skilled trade, a dictionary, so you know words. 3 suits, a black suit, a brown suit, and a gray suit. You can interchange. A car, insured and registered.
Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
How you so sophisticated? You know the car is foreign, but you not sophisticated to know you need the insurance and registration in the glove compartment. A bank account, a credit card. A credit card. You're a fucking child if you don't have a credit card. I don't care how you take it. I'm not the rest of these niggas. I'm not putting it to you like, you know, strawberry shortcake. I'm giving it to you how it was given to me. Raw, I'm going to give it to you with no trivia. Raw like cocaine straight from Bolivia. This is what I was raised on. Backpack music. Music that taught, music that informed. We're going to get to it. If she walks up to you and whispers in your ear, take me somewhere where there's a mini bar. Music is loud in here. Let's get out of here. Let's go somewhere where there's a mini bar. You ain't got no credit card. You can't even pay for incidentals, nigga. You need a credit card to rent a car, to establish and keep credit going, to set a trajectory of moving forward and being responsible. A credit card ain't nothing but being responsible. Your credit score is nothing but a reflection of how responsible you actually are. Jesus Christ.
What you want, huh? What you want, food?
A mentor or an elder. A mentor or an elder. These clown niggas too busy making fun of you because you old. Wait, so let me get this right. I'm supposed to be ashamed that I didn't get murdered in the streets that take niggas out by the time they 20? A mentor or elder. Knowledge of earnings versus expenses and self-respect. What do you guys think about those 10 things that I put on my list? Shout out to World Class for presenting that opportunity and always putting his best foot forward in conversation and in giving information. Don DeMarco. Shout out to World Class, man. That was my 10 things, World Class. Let me know if anybody else tapped in on that, man. Again, they got all the answers for everything. Say the word Jesus. It's a bunch of Christians that'll come up. They want to tell you what you were supposed to say and how you interpreted it wrong. Say something about black women. They want to come up and say you dragging women. Why y'all always talking about women? But in that same fucking Bible, they say we got dominion over every animal on the earth, but we can't talk about. Say something about somebody. They coming up on the panel. I heard you say something about me. Drop that link for 2 minutes. Let me get up there. I ain't see nobody respond to World Class challenge. World Class ain't popular enough for y'all. He done tore a bunch of their asses up. Oh, he ain't popular enough for y'all. Y'all only want to sit at the popular table. Fuck out of here. We from New York City. We don't play that. The popular table is whatever table we sitting at. Because we're lovers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Nobody don't want to hear about that shit, though. They want to hear we need examples. We need people to tell us. Me and my missus is sitting right here, not like a bunch of invisible fucking wives we never seen in 3 years. Everybody got the best fucking wife since sliced bread. Yeah, my wife is the best. Matter of fact, let me leave. I got to go and get the kids. Nigga, your wife. Ain't seen them bring them no water, fucking plate, or nothing. This shit is wild. But we sit right here, give you 100% truth all the time. Tap in. Y'all, wow. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you some green flags today because there's a bunch of red flags flying around all week. But you can sure enough come over here 3 days a week and get original content with titles and thought and curation to make a point, to be a conscious parent, to promote conscious parenting, to promote shame. Don't let some bullshit go on your watch and you just stand by and let the shit happen. And then say you for the people, you for your people, you all about growth and enlightenment. And y'all is a bunch of fucking switch side, lukewarm. It depends. Everybody's different.
Right.
And me and Kazoo said,
now go home and get your fucking shine box.
We don't get down like that in New York City. We tell you how it is. Want to talk further about it? We can. But we going to start at a point. We're not starting at it depends. We're not starting waffling. A bunch of fucking waffles. Talk like politicians. Nobody answers a question. Don't nobody know what anything means anymore because words ain't real. Words don't have meaning. Y'all just talking. Hit the record button talking. No proof in the pudding, nothing you did for 365 days of the year, just talking. And the people who go out of their way to say, look, this is what we do. We've been doing it for years. Look at my page. Flashback 12 years before I knew any of you motherfuckers saying the same shit. Unapologetically, don't care how you feel about it. Y'all know been the same. Standing on purpose, standing on integrity, morals, values, things you can't touch. And that's the green flags that we look for. This is who you want to make your wife, young fellas. Green flags. She's interested in you. She gives a fuck about things. She curates other things. What does curation mean? I'm glad you asked. A curated home is one that shows off things you have purposely collected over the years to show your individual style and your decorating chops. It's a way of creating a home with personality that speaks to who you are. And these bitches have a problem with doing that because they don't know who the fuck they are. They got on somebody else's hair, somebody else's nails, somebody else's complexion, a bunch of rouge and eyeliner, and the rest of that shit. How they gonna curate the home to who we are when they don't know who the fuck they are? Oh, you dragging. Oh, you talking about women. Why is he talking about women? Because I can, because I want to. You ain't gonna do shit about it except sit in your fucking box by yourself and complain about it.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
This is how we get down over here. We don't give a fuck about you skeezers, dick teasers, and weirdos. So listen to me, young fellas. It's not a problem. It's not a problem for her to do these things. You want to know what a green flag is, young fellas? She's lovable by lovable people. That's who she's loved by. You hear all of these hoes say that everybody loves them. They lying. But lovable people love the woman that you looking for. I'm talking about the pleasant people, the grandmas, the nice grandmas, not the mean ones. The teachers, the service workers, they love her. Lovable people love this woman, not just anybody. So take note of that. Take who speaks pleasurable of her. Any chicken head can tell some lies about a woman because they are trying to be opportunistic. When they sitting in front of them, but let the tables turn. Let somebody touch somebody, man. Let somebody call somebody fat, and they all fat. You can't call somebody ugly, that's ugly, and you can't call somebody fat, that's fat. That's when they get the most upset. That shit is crazy to me. The fuck? You did it. Nobody else. You got to be kidding me. Everybody's different irritates the fuck out of me. We ain't even start hearing it until Stockholm syndrome set in. Now you hear it from men too. Shit is preposterous. Black man said, clip. Let's get to it. It need to be said. It need to be said by somebody worth saying it. Because I hear a lot of people saying this shit, but I look at who's saying it like, holy smokes. The longest relationship I seen you have is with DoorDash. They all eat DoorDash. Do y'all notice that? Door fucking dash. That's who really got the fucking relationships, because none of them fucking get no nutritious meals. Hold up, y'all. Let me make sure this order is right. My order not right? Oh my God. Yo, let me get this DoorDash. Hold up, bro. I'm coming downstairs right now to get it. God damn. Y'all need some love in y'all life. Y'all looking for love in all the wrong places. Black man said, I love this shit. Me too, man. Me too. Because it's crazy that we don't put the esteem, the honor on the people who that should have it. We in bizarro world. And if the lukewarm, motherfuckers continue to walk this earth, look at all of the horrible relationships that go awry, the 180s. All of these things are from the people who the men said, these motherfuckers are horrible. Who's in line with these corny motherfuckers? And sure enough, a year and a half later, they yelling and screaming about these simping ass niggas. We told y'all they was simps. We told y'all not to go on the girls' trips. We told y'all can't trust y'all friends. We told y'all. But because of the cadence, because of the tone, because of who was saying it.
Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
But I said it when I came through the door, and I'll keep saying it.
Stop simping.
Take our freedom.
You better stop. The worst thing you're going to do is try to please a woman, because there's going to come a time where you can't please her anymore. And now y'all going to fall out. That shit is crazy to see a simp fall out with a woman. They're simps. They do everything you say. Everything. Tell them to put a picture up, they put the picture up. Tell them to take it down, take it down. Don't let him up, don't let her up. You got to defend me. Don't defend her. How do you fall out with that person? You're not doing what they want, how they want. So it is about control. I knew it. But sooner or later, you're even going to fall out with them. And that shit is lovely to watch. I just eat popcorn because y'all both silly. Between a modern woman and a simp, please, back to the green flags. She's lovable. Lovable people love her. The good people. Not them dragon ladies. Good people love her. Take note of that. She speaks like a person, not a politician. He may need further clarity on some things, but up means up, down means down, good, bad, right, wrong. These things are pretty concrete in a moral world, in a world with values and integrity. But once we start to get to these opportunistic areas where you're just trying to profit and capitalize off of a situation, now we got to know it's all subjective. You know, everything is subjective. Not to the woman that you want, young fellas. He speaks like a person, not a politician. She values family and intangible things. Intangible things.
Bing bang.
Those are things you can't touch and feel. He values those things. Morals, values, integrity, standards. She values those things. She values family. She values family. It's valuable to her. Something that needs to be kept and preserved. It holds value to her. Not the mentality of these hyena wolf padusi 304s. They send it to anybody electronically. They give it to anybody actually. That's why I say close your actual and your virtual legs.
But I'm talking to all black women. Stop making love to coons. Stop giving your womb to coons. I'm going to say it again. Stop giving your womb to the coons, because when you give your womb to the coons, you have a coon womb. And when you have a coon womb, black woman, you can only give birth to baby coons. So stop giving your womb to the coons. I mean it, sisters. If y'all stop making love to brothers who ain't building for the community, if y'all stop making love to brothers who ain't working for the community, if y'all stop giving out your French vanilla cookies and your banana cookies and your lemon cookies and your butter pecan cookies and your butter almond cookies and your caramel cookies and your sweet brown sugar cookies and your chocolate fudge cookies. If you stop giving out your cookies to the brothers before they do the work, sisters, we can get some work done. So black women, please stop making love to brothers who ain't building. Dr. Umar, you need 9 wives. The reason she said Dr. Umar needs 9 wives, because I should be able to make love to 9 women with the kind of work that I'm doing, but I only...
Okay, we'll stop there. We just wanted the truth, Dr. Umar. She values family. She does not give her time and energy to people who are not positive thinkers, positive-minded, doing for themselves and others without it being a problem. This is the woman you want to look for. These are the things you want to notice. This is an important one. She's development minded. Development minded. Let them lie to you and tell you that they are interested in development. Modern women I speak of. Development is very important. That requires nurture. It requires care. It requires attention to develop something. That means you check on it this day or this week or this month, and then you have to return and do that again to see how the development is happening. If it's a child, you want to pour things into that child and then give that child little tests to see if those things have took. This is the type of person she is. Relationships, she wants to develop them. This is something that I see in modern women. There's a big lack. They don't want to nurture, care for, develop anything other than their nails and their hair and their relationship with the person that does their hair and their nails. And they're not doing a very good job at that. When the missus took her classes, she considered her majors. And what she landed on was early childhood education. And the portion that it focused on development was eye-opening for me. The way it displays itself in all areas of this woman's life is astonishing to me. She is constantly focusing on the development of her young student, of her daughters, the younger and the older, her relationship with her mom, her relationship with her family and her husband, curating her home, running her business. It's a lot of things that, you know, I look at this girl and to see if she would have just sat still in one spot, like I see a lot of mothers do, sit right on the couch and mother from the couch, no development, no care if their child is developing, but want to grow a rose to grow through concrete. Doesn't have the wherewithal, the ability, the aspiration to ask a follow-up question, to dive a little deeper. It's disappointing because, again, when we have these children, I thought it stopped being about us. I thought we wanted to give these children a better life. I thought we wanted to give these children a better opportunity. I thought we wanted to break some cycles. Thought we wanted to break some generational curses. I thought. Development is very important in that. Again, what's the reading level of the youngins? What's the physical state of the youngins? What's the mental capacity of the youngins? So when I hear, you know, these moms say they're concentrating so hard on pouring into the children, and being a mother is so hard because I have to focus on so many different things. And I look at the ending results of the development of these said products, and it's all crappy. Fellas, look for a woman that is development minded. She's disciplined. Look for a woman that is disciplined. They really think, again, this selfishness, they think we talking about their weight. They think we're talking about their hair. They have no idea. They have no idea that these things are in correlation with their discipline. They have no discipline. Zero. And y'all know what I say. They have zero standards and zero discipline. What kind of a result are you going to get from that? Tell me I'm lying. He cheated on me 5 times. I took him back. I cheated on him once. He left me. Yeah, because he got standards. It's called standards. You wouldn't weigh what you weigh if you had discipline. You got a weight problem. You can't wait to eat.
Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
No discipline. No discipline. They call it creamy crack. They called it creamy crack. And they put it in their hair. They voluntarily put it in their hair. No discipline, because they want the shit straight and, you know, manageable. No discipline. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for fruits and vegetables. Thank you. Thank you. Fruits, vegetable, carrots, grapes, strawberries. Thank you.
Do something about that, because everybody is not taking care of their stuff. So if it does not apply to you, let it fly. But a lot of you chicks out here
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on.
Pickles. She's disciplined, y'all. Can't go. Okay. That's her answer. Okay. Can't go. No girl trip. We can't do that right now. We sitting down for a little bit. Not a problem. It's not a problem either. When she has to display discipline, it's not a problem. You got to do your hair yourself. You got to do your nails yourself. It's not a problem. Remember when girls used to do the doobie wraps on Saturday? Remember they come to school with the doobie wraps with the pins? I might have triggered somebody. They took honor in that discipline. I'm doing my hair on Saturday night. I ain't going out with you. Damn, girl, why not? I got to do my hair. Nails. Can't do that. You need somebody to do that for you. What they say, if you broke, just say you broke, right? If you broke, just say you broke. No, I'm not broke. I ain't spending my money on that shit, though. We're not spending our money on that shit. Let them clown niggas do that. Y'all do that. We don't do that over here. Say what you want. Think how you want. But she's disciplined. She appreciates things. Big and small. Short and tall. She appreciates it all. Family. She appreciates her home. She appreciates the union. She appreciates breaking the generational curses that we did when we got married. She appreciates the cycles being broke. She appreciates making an honest woman out of her and not blowing in the wind, being a dishonest woman, appreciating the consideration that you give to her. She appreciates these things. She's not ungrateful or an ingrate or thinks she deserves it or she manifested it. No, she appreciates it. These are green flags, fellas, things to look for. Not the stuff that y'all used to hearing, what not to look for, what to be scared of. She's been a part of a team or a group, dance, cheer, whatever the fuck, but she's been a part of something. She understands it's not just about her. Basketball team, hockey, volleyball. Not like the wood chopping team or nothing. I hope it ain't nothing like that. I mean, it's a team, but Jesus Christ.
Bing bang.
But hopefully she's been a part of something. She's had a coach or a mentor that was able to give her correction and direction, and she's been able to take it. And guess what? It's not a problem. It's not a problem. I wish I would put up with some attitude or some mouthiness of some woman just to be around her. You serious? Good luck. We ain't the same, and I'm glad. She appreciates things. She's a team person. She understands the concept. She has standards. And she can articulate and stand on them. Y'all listen to whoever say whatever about bitches that ain't got no standards, no morals. If you want to be around them bitches, go right ahead. But we don't get down like that over here. And you're not going to make me feel bad because I never got down like that. We don't do that. We don't do that in Bed-Stuy. We do not entertain gutter snipes, skettle bums. These bitches got names. We don't do that. Y'all niggas might do that. But on Madison Street between Troop and Tompkins and Bed-Stuy, we don't do that shit. Never did. And hang our hat on it. We don't fuck with them. Keep them over there with you. Yeah, she easy. Yeah, she loose. You can have a nigga. Do your thing. And this shit ain't new. This shit always been like this. Not for the last 3 years, not for the last 3 months, not recently. This shit been like this since the early 90s. This is the shit I've been on.
Come from a time when it was actually super cool and super important to be smart niggas.
Well, not this era.
Nah, this era's some other shit.
Nah, they just want to say they smart. Crazy. Nigga, I've been concentrating since elementary school, nigga. This shit ain't new for me. I ain't just now started being smart. I graduated high school on time, college on time, back to college again. Because being smart is just, you know, what we did in New York City. I don't know how long it take for y'all niggas from out of towns and other towns for the shit to get to y'all. But Dr. Malachi York, How Not to Eat Pork, The Guide to Loving a Black Man and a Black Woman, The Modernatu, Behold a Pale Horse. This shit is teenage shit.
You know that we come from a time when it was actually super cool and super important to be smart niggas.
Well, not this era.
Nah, this era's some other shit.
This era is some other shit.
But you know, we come from a time where, you know, Zulu Nation was strong, and the 5% Nation of the Gods and Earths was strong, and you know, that's why in hip hop they had Brand Nubian and they had X-Clan and Poor Righteous Teachers and Just Ice, Lakim Shabazz and KRS Public Enemy,
Goody Mob.
Goody Mob came after that.
Yeah, but you're wrong. They came later. That was not a part of the consciousness, a part of the backpack, a part of the that wasn't. Goody Mob was not it. Always gotta fucking try to throw some false truths in there.
Saying in that same vein, you know?
Yeah. So it's like, you know, back then it was important and it was cool to be smart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Back then, not just a month ago.
And there was also accountability. If you aligned yourself with any one of these brotherhoods and you didn't actually live up to the responsibility and the obligation to uphold the integrity of these brotherhoods. If you said you was 5% and God's asked you what degrees you dealing with and you ain't know your degrees, you might have got your ass busted.
Not with this shit. Say you a simp and get caught doing some simp shit. Guess what they say? Well, you know, he's a grown man. He could do what he want. Y'all need to stop policing and telling people what. No, the nigga said he was a certain type of man. You don't get to go back on your words of the type of man that you are. We're going to talk about that in a minute. 15 different type of men. First, you need to know what type of man you are before you know what type of woman you want to get and the green flags to look for, sirs. So what are you? Are you a gangster or a gentleman or an educated man or both or all three at the same time? You fucking switch side of lukewarm ass niggas. Which one is y'all? Because I told y'all who I was from the first day. I came in the door, said it before. I'm Shano from Bed-Stuy. I ain't never been no criminal, ain't never been no tough guy, but I come from that place. I ain't no sucker. I go where I want. I live a good life with my wife. I'm proud to love this woman. I'm proud to raise my kids. A lot of y'all ain't on that type of time. Y'all niggas on some other type of time. And then want to spin the table, spin the whole fucking block and make a nigga like me the bad guy. Yeah, you know, them niggas is wild over there. Them niggas that sit down with their wife and be good to them and all of that shit. That shit crazy over there. What the fuck is they doing over there? Wow. For real, nigga? Your 15-minute girl having ass niggas? In the style, we know the niggas who only fucking for a little bit. Nigga, she only came over one time. Where'd she go? Dick trash, huh? Room was dirty, huh? Smelling like feet. Told you. Get your feet game together, nigga. Y'all 1 day bitches, 2 week bitches. I got a girlfriend. She don't live around here. Y'all is the I got a girlfriend. She don't live around here. It's niggas in the world. I got a man. I got a man. He is so good to me. And we just was together. And let me guess. He think y'all YouTube niggas is weird. If y'all don't stop using that fucking word weird, because y'all look weird to a New York nigga. Y'all look weird.
Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
Stop using that fucking weird word. It's just an scapegoat that y'all use to deflect. Everything ain't weird, and you can't even define it when you say it. Oh, he's weird. Oh, he's weird. Let me guess. Add it to the list. Mammy, pick me, weird. Add it to the fucking list. They're so unoriginal. But everything ain't weird. Let's get back to what my fellas is talking about. What we talking about? Clown nigga right here.
Street. And that came with a certain code of ethics. Like we you know, that we also came from a time during these times where you on the corner with your homies and y'all selling weed. And say Nori moms got off the bus. And we all lived on the same block. We see Nori moms or my moms or your moms. We carry her shopping bags home when she got off the bus. And if niggas was on the corner and we selling weed or we was smoking weed or cigarette, you ain't put your weed or your cigarette out. The niggas that went to go carry mom's shit to the crib, we come back, we was actually gonna bust your ass because it just looked like you wasn't exemplifying a proper level of respect.
A lot of ass busting in our day. Tell them, Rick. A lot of ass busting. Don't know your math, ass bus. Don't be respectful to the elders, ass bus. Disrespect the integrity of the block, ass bus. But y'all talk about no accountability. No, none for these new young internet niggas. But no, it's absolutely accountability all around niggas that got nuts. The niggas y'all don't want to be around. Y'all rather hang in the chats and hang in the circles of niggas who you can disqualify. Oh, don't listen to him. He's fat. Don't listen to him. He's ugly. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to what? Y'all pick nothing but reasons to disqualify. Don't listen to her. She is a pick me. Don't listen to her. She is a mammy. Don't listen to them. They're old. Don't listen to them. Reasons to disqualify. Bring your ass around the people who don't give you a reason, though. Bring your ass around the gods and the earths. Bring your ass around the NOI, the FOI, where it don't depend. There's a standard that need to be upheld, and if you don't uphold it, Giras boss.
Which was a code that we lived by back then. So everything was based on accountability and proper code of ethics and having respect and having manners, even though you was still a street nigga. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That's where they get it twisted. They think the two can exist. Show some manners. Show some articulation. Now use a sucker. Oh, y'all sucker niggas is just saying, no, just because I know how to talk when a lady is around or when we're having an educated conversation, that don't make me no sucker. Because if I wanted to turn on that let's get busy shit, we could do that too, famo. That shit ain't nothing new. We all grew up in that. But I thought y'all was past that. I thought y'all had the emotional intelligence that y'all talk about. Y'all don't. Y'all don't. Y'all just fucking liars trying to be better or look righter than the next person and don't even got the results to prove none of the shit you talking about. But I come from a place where we call it like we see it and we walk it like we talk it. Check my track. Like I said, call up your friend in Bed-Stuy, ask them, and see what they tell you. Oh, you don't know nobody in Bed-Stuy. Well, you know New York niggas is everywhere. You know that. The whole world knows that. One phone call. New York nigga. Like, y'all really need to calm down, get some proof for your pudding, and fucking eat the shit. It's holiday time. Chill out with somebody. Love up on some fucking body.
You bust your gun, you might have went to jail, you might have sold drugs, but the parents on that block knew that you had enough integrity and respect to still uphold the integrity and respect of the block. You protected the block. You ain't let the slackness happen on the block recklessly. So that's the shit we come from. So that was the seed of what created all of this desire to want to research the information. So when I stumbled on shit like that, I was just blown away because I wanted to be able to add on to the knowledge that I had when I was building with the gods and be like, yo, it was almost like when you get the new pair of sneakers, the gift of discovery. Right? It's like when you find a new artist that's popping and niggas got some shit that's scorching, but you introduce niggas to it before everybody start dick riding it. Right? It's the same thing with knowledge of self. You wanted to show the gods that you stumbled on something that you was introducing to them.
Same thing with knowledge of self. Same thing with the gods. This is why I gravitated to what I gravitated to. Again, no disrespect to nobody that follows the Most High, because I know that there's a bigger power than all of us, but it got to make some sense for me. And from doing the research that I did, the gods and the earths is where the building was happening at, where it was feasible and possible. And that knowledge made me thirst for more knowledge and know that I have only a minute bit. But what I do have is a foundation, and what I do have is integrity. So I'm willing to say how I feel, what I think, what I've researched, what I've gathered in 49 years. 49 years. And I got niggas talking to me crazy like I'm a 16-year-old or some shit. This shit ain't new to me. Buster from Bed-Stuy too. Alexander, no. Talk about it. All the niggas they listen to is from Bed-Stuy. Jay-Z tell you to put on a fucking tie, you'll put on a tie, but he just won't tell you to. He tried to put it in 444. Nobody ain't like that shit. Only the mature grown men like that. But check your track. All the niggas you listen to is from where I grew up, where I was born and bred and raised. Not no fucking Buffalo. Not no fucking lyncher nigga states. Not the other side of the fucking world. From where this shit started at. This shit that cultivated us. This shit that nurtured all of us. This shit that spoke to all of us. But don't nobody want to listen to the old people. We just old. We just talking. No, we could give you some game. We could give you some green flags to look for. But like I was saying, before you even want to find this young lady, you need to know what type of a gentleman you are. And I want to ask you, share a screen with you guys about the different varieties in which gentlemen may come. And this ain't no fucking 41 shades either. This is 15 different men. You guys let me know what y'all think. Mr. Romantic, is this you? Are you Mr. Romantic? Is this the approach you want to take, fellas? Or are you Mr. Macho? Which one are you? Are you the party boy? Or Mr. Exotic? You could possibly be the nerd, the control freak, Peter Pan, Mr. Intelligent, the artistic guy, the bad boy, Mr. Damaged, the underachiever, I know them, the shy guy, the pretty boy, or the man's man. 15 different styles of gentlemen. Which one would describe you? This is very important to know before you want to look for the green flags of a young lady that you would like to spend time with, before you start to imagine the type of family you want to cultivate, the type of father you want to be, the type of husband you want to be. What type of man are you? Do you have those 10 things on that list that I put up earlier? You have a skilled trade, you have a bank account, you have a driver's license, you have a credit card, you're on your way. You're on your way. But see, the difference between us as men and women is I said you're on your way. You starting at a great foundation. A woman to tell another woman she don't need to do nothing else. He gonna come to you, girl. You got it all. You fat as hell. You wearing somebody else's hair and nails. You are indecisive. You have no confidence. Girl, don't you settle. That's not what we as men tell each other. We say these are the things you need to get, young man, and that's a great start. You're going to build on that. Y'all seen those 10 things I put up there? I ain't just talking. I got a brother 11 years older than me. He told me 3 things that I have to have: a driver's license, a trade, and a car. He said you need those things. If you're going to be a man that has a family, those 3 things are going to start you on your way. You can always make money with your driver's license, and if you have your own car, you can always hustle. You take that and get you a skilled trade. I don't care if it's electrician or flooring, but you get something that you can create with your bare hands from nothing. And I did that. And I love that old man. That old man is in my corner. Mommy, you couldn't have left me a better big brother. That motherfucker's always there. He don't put things the way I want to hear him all the time. He got words for me sometimes. C's. That's what he called me. C's. C's. Come on, man. You got to do your homework. You got to do your homework, C's. You do it for the school all the time. You Mr. Malcolm X. You gotta do your homework. And it ain't no different. Fellas, you gotta do your homework. You gotta know what kind of man you are before you can go out and ask anybody to want to be with that man. Are you a thinker? Are you a drinker? Are you a waffle in between? Yeah, I agree with you. And I agree with her. Are you the pedestal type? You put her on the pedestal, you know that automatically places you lower. Automatically. So who are you? You have to know. You might not be one of these 15. You might be something different, but you got to start somewhere. Ask yourself, am I Mr. Romantic? Am I Mr. Macho? Am I the party boy? Am I Mr. Exotic? Am I the nerd? Am I the control freak? Am I Peter Pan? Am I Mr. Intelligent? Am I the artistic guy? Am I the bad boy? Am I Mr. Damaged? Am I the underachiever? Am I the shy guy? Am I the pretty boy? Or am I the man's man? Pick your side. Pick a side. And I want to share a screen with you guys. I want to share one more screen. And then I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody want to come through. Kick it with me. I got time today. Check out what that says. We fall in love with 3 people in our lifetime, each one for a special reason. Our first love, this love often happens at a young age. You eventually grow apart or call it quits over silly things. When you get older, you may look back and think it wasn't love, but the truth is it was. It was love for what you knew love to be. How many of you guys know somebody that changed reality and say shit like, I thought I was in love. In my first marriage, I thought I was in love. You was. That's one of the loves that we get. We only get 3. Y'all heard it in the Bronx tale. Get 3 great women in your life. Then the second love comes along, the hard one. You get hurt in this one. This love teaches us lessons and makes us stronger. This love includes pain, lies, betrayal, abuse, drama, and damage. But this is the one where we grow. We realize what we love about love and what we don't love about love. Now, we all know the difference between good and bad humans, except for the it depends motherfuckers. They don't know the difference between nothing. And the plausible deniability ones too. Now we have become closed, careful, cautious, and considerate. We know exactly what we want and don't want. Second love. And our third and final love, this one comes blindly. No warning. It creeps on you silently. You don't go looking for this love. It comes to you. You can put up any wall you want, but it will be broken down. You'll find yourself caring about that person without trying. They look nothing like your usual crush types, but you get lost in their eyes daily. You see beauty in their imperfections. You hide nothing from them. You want marriage and family with them. You thank the universe for them. You genuinely love them. 3 loves. What do you guys think? Way off? Little bit of validity there. You might have experienced that. Yeah, I was in love with my first high school sweetheart. But this is what it is, man. This is when we think about relationships, when we think about marriage, we think of this rocket ship that has no down, that has no trajectory other than up. And it's not true. Any married couple will tell you marriage is work. Marriage, it's not supposed to be, but it is. Because we come from horrible backgrounds. We have jaded experiences. We come to each other with our own lives, with our own individual circumstances, and then we have to merge those two things together. It's not easy. But it's something that, in my opinion, I think that it's worth it. I think this world is cold enough, and to go through it alone, kudos to you. But how you get that lotion in the middle of your back, though? Do you heat the bed up first before you get in it? If you got a king or some shit, like it's cold. How do you do that? Just certain things that run through my mind. World Class checked in. He said, I don't know if I love her till I can tolerate them farts they be having when they sleep. Damn, they do that? Shit. I bet that's unique. I got a bed warmer. See, I knew it. It's got to be some sort of provisions made, some sort of consciousness in your approach. It get cold. I'll be like, God damn, it's cold in this bed. How do single people do it? They get in there all by themselves, probably sweatpants and hoodie or some shit. But God damn, it'd be cold. She get it warm up in there. They laugh. I'm gonna drop the link in a second, and I'm gonna get to a couple of things that I didn't put in the thumbnail. I just have them written here. Something that I wanted to go through. I wanted fellas to reflect on themselves again. Once you figure out the type of man that you want to be, now it's some things you have to consider for yourself. Because again, we don't want that woman to feel like, you know, stubbing to our mission is a problem. We don't want her to have, you know, buyer's remorse. We don't want her to feel bait and switched. We don't want her to leave the transaction feeling like she got jerked. That shit don't feel good. You paid how much for that shit? Son, that shit only $60. What you doing? Fire sticks. Remember fire sticks when they first came out, y'all? Get that shit for $20, bust it. Depending on who you selling it to, depends on what the price is. If they are naive and don't know that this is a new thing that just happened, $300. $300? Oh, man, it's too much. $400 now. Keep talking. That's what the price only goes up. It don't go down. But if they got some knowledge, come on, man. Everybody busting those fire sticks. I know what you're doing. All right, man, give me $50. I could just go on the computer and fucking jailbreak the shit myself. I really don't need. All right, man, give me $50 and shut up. So, you know, get it how you live. But there's certain things that, you know, you have to consider for yourself, gentlemen. And I'm gonna run through them real quick. First of all, you got to go after the woman that's interested in you. That's actually one that I put up. It's worth saying again. Because so many of us want the woman that's not interested in us. You want some bitch that don't want you, man. She ain't show you all of the money you send her. She ain't sent you back a dime. She ain't even said good morning. How you doing? You up to go to work to make some of that money that you gonna give me? They don't give a fuck. And they will let you know. And you'll keep on simping. That's why it's called simping. And then a motherfucker get up, like I said, they change reality and Stockholm syndrome and shit. Get up and on someone's panel and say, yeah, you know, people call me a simp. And I don't even think that they know we have a definition. No one can give you a definition for it. No, it's a clear-cut definition of a fucking simp. You go above and beyond to acquiesce to a bitch that does not reciprocate to you. You're a fucking simp. And if you asking her how she doing and grand rising her queen, and she ain't giving a fuck about you, you's a whole simp, nigga. So go after the woman that is interested in you, fellas. Practice saying no, fellas. Practice saying no. You could do it. Look, no. Nah, I don't want to fuck you. Look, you got a little ash right there by your elbow. Get that right. Nah, I'm good. Niggas ain't got no practice saying no. They say yes to everything that come they fucking way. Well, you know, it was dark in the club and the Henny was in me. You's a clown, nigga. You's a clown. You easy just like them. Girls could be easy. Guys could be easy too. Nigga, practice saying no. Jesus fucking Christ. Ugly assholes get fucked. That is enabling. Disagreeable assholes getting fucked. It's enabling. It gives them the wrong message. And then you come up on the fucking panel looking like this. Bam. Bam. One of the fucking Muppets. You see me up here with all of them? It's time to have a show with the Muppet Show tonight. That's what y'all fucking look like. Y'all look like fucking comedy. Oh, I know all about relationships. I know about women. I know about men. I know about why it's not working. Why the fuck you always sitting in the box by yourself every fucking night? Why the fuck you yelling and screaming and crying? And let me tell y'all what she did today. Nigga, get some control over that bitch or let that bitch go. She said. Nah, you like coming here playing victim so you could put your fucking Cash App up and get fucking $40. But I'm gonna tell you, that shit don't look good. That shit don't look good. You could try to cover it up with all the capitalism and I'm out here and I'm getting money. You look like a clown. You look like a fucking clown. Come on here with a purpose. Spend a couple of fucking minutes up here and get the fuck off of here and go do something. You gonna make me believe you the roughest, toughest, rootinest, tootinest, shootinest nigga in my city, and you sit on here. It's a fucking day and you the rootinest too, nigga. Nobody fucking knows you for nothing. You could say all of that shit you want, but I know how to throw a basketball through a fucking hole. Go to Harlem ass. Go to Queens ass. Go to the Bronx and ass. Go to Brooklyn and ass. I ain't known for shooting no gun. I'm known for shooting a basketball, and I could do the shit. Rucker Park, 8 o'clock at night, Friday night, with niggas hanging on the gates. I'm showing up and showing out. Dykeman, 9 o'clock at night, with the whole crowd out there, I'm showing up. Ask them, N.A. Rock, Shano, them niggas get busy over there. So all this shit, this shit is just a space to come and educate. I hear so many people talking about it's entertainment. This shit is not no fucking entertainment. Maybe y'all Muppets is fucking entertainment, but we ain't no entertainment over here. We educating over here. We about giving out work over here, because if not, you headed for self fucking destruction, and maybe you're not even headed for it. Maybe we're already fucking there. But we trying to negate this shit. I believe I got somebody in the back. I'm gonna bring you up, my beautiful sister. Let me get this Muppet Show shit out of here, because gotta give my sister. There you go. And let's go ahead and get moderation in order for my sister. Take heed to the message.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, sis. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. It's good to see you. Thank you for everything today. You was doing your thing. You hear me? I was over here dying in my husband's living room. I was like, wait a minute.
I appreciate you. How's your day going? Thank you for that message that you had this morning. And let me know anything, how you feel about what you heard today.
I loved everything you said, my brother. And you know, I love your channel because you speak truth. You are one of the men that I just hold at high esteem, and you always speak the truth. So I love your content. I don't really have much to say, but I did want to do a little tidbit. When Buster said that there was respect given back in the day, when we were young, when we did nonsense on the street, we didn't, you know what I'm saying? We didn't do it in front of our elders. And it brought me back to a lot of stuff that I did when I was young, and how the street pharmacists were more respectful than now. Like if they were doing nonsense, they wouldn't do it around Miss Karen, who went to church every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't do it around Auntie Nisi, all of them. You know what I'm saying? They hid the nonsense that they did. And even me too, when I would get that 40, I would hide it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody see it. I would hide it behind my back. But it's not like that no more. Nobody show respect for anybody. Nobody cares about the elders. You get on these panels and you just talk about the baby boomers, is all this and that. But I dare to say that we stronger than y'all. You know what I'm saying? I dare to say that after the baby boomers and whoever else came after, we stronger than y'all. We have seen nonsense and yet we still hold on. Y'all see nonsense, y'all think the end of the world is here. You know what I'm saying? You struggling to make it, you like, oh, I don't know what else I'm going to do. You're going to get your behind up and go to work again today. That's what you're going to do until things get better. But in this world now, this whole, all this modern day is something wrong. It's something wrong. It's something in the water.
I'm with you, sis. I'm completely with you. And again, I know that we always focus on shining a light on behavior that can help us correct ourselves and what not to do. But at the same time, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to give the younger fellas a little bit of information of what to look for in an amazing woman. Because again, seeing you and all of these ladies that I have here on this banner, it's, inspirational to see you ladies do what you do, stand in the face of adversity, in the face of all of the naysayers and the pushback, and still deliver a message that's important for family, that's important for us to respect each other. And you guys always, encourage the ladies to admire your man, admire your husband, give him the respect, the courtesy, the admiration that he deserves. And again, I just want to drive home to the fellas that you look for these type of women. You look for the women that encourage love, that encourage curation, that encourage nurture in their family and in their man. And these are, some of these characteristics that I see in all of you ladies. So I just wanted to bring that to the forefront and show that you ladies, you care. The first thing you ladies do is say, I'm not one of these women that say, I don't care. I care about the babies. I care about families. I care about society. You ladies curate your homes. You put that certain je ne sais quoi, that certain extra care into your home, into your man. I hear you talk about your husband so much. Shout out to the king. Shout out to the king. Because that's what we need to hear. We need to appreciate you ladies when y'all talk about y'all husbands in the way that you guys admire and love them so much. And it's not a problem. I hear you talk about doing the night shift. I hear you talking about falling at work. I hear you talking about taking care of your home and your sons and giving these lessons. And it's not a problem for you. I don't hear you like, oh, y'all, I got to get off. I got to go to work. Y'all, I got to take care of this house. Y'all, let me get off of here. That's not your demeanor. You're always very pleasant, very agreeable, smiling and ready to give the word and then get off and nurture your family. So shout out to you, and I appreciate you. Anything you got for that?
Well, I will say this. It is not easy. Nothing in life is easy. You always have to put work into it. And I'm going to share something with you. If you have seen things in your marriage and it has been hard and you both have worked together to continue to push on, you will always remember that person. That person will always be in your mind. You will always want to help this person, to be there for this person, to love this person, to make sure that they're going to get everything they need. This is real love. Okay, this is real love. This is not that fake content that you know what I'm saying, people trying to push. They say I'm pushing, you know what I'm saying? I genuinely love my king. My king told me this morning, he said, he calls me, he at work. He said, so you finish your live? I say, yeah, babe, it's done. I'm cooking now. So he says to me, I want to tell you something this morning when we woke up. This is just a little tidbit. He told me when we woke up this morning, you had said some words to me and my heart just released. And I told him, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. That's what I'm here for. He started laughing. He said, girl, you crazy. I said, I'm here for that. We a team. We work together. Yes, we are a team, but he is the king. So yes, I follow what he say. And I ain't got no shame in it, baby. I ain't got no shame in it. I don't care what nobody say. I love you. I ain't got no shame in it, baby.
She love her man.
But I'm gonna share something with you. A lot of y'all women who say y'all don't need men, I just want to share this with you. You will never experience a woman. You will never experience. How can I say this? You will never experience true love because you don't know how to give it. You don't know how to give it. You got stipulations on the love that you give this man. You tell him I can't give you husband status if since we not married. And I'm gonna share something with you. I tell young women on my channel all the time, you can't say that because relationships, dating is supposed to lead to marriage. So you're supposed to show him what you can do while you're dating. Okay, a man just don't go. You just don't go your first date. You meet him and say, "Here's my resume. This what I could do." You got to show him you could do this. It can't just be, "Oh, this what I could do," and then you don't show him while you're dating. How is he supposed to choose if you the right woman for him? And I tell women all the time, you got to interview. You got to interview for that ring position. You got to interview for that position. Some women don't understand that. They get offended. They got these content creators that tell them don't be doing wife duties if you can't get this much money out of him. That don't even make no sense. You will never make it to be wife.
I wouldn't disagree. I would not disagree with that. I had a couple of things that I was sharing with the gentleman in order for them to be the type of man that this woman will not have a problem subbing to his mission. The first thing I said was practice saying no. You know, gentlemen need to start to take the power back, so to speak, and know that they have a right and an option to say no. Just like, you know, when we were young, take heed in Jersey and in Brooklyn, you could say something that the panties will come back up in Brooklyn. You could be suave and smooth and get her in the house and say something wrong. And she'd be like, "Ooh, what you say? Hold up." So sometimes, you know, you got to take that same responsibility and know that you have that same power. Like, hold up, shorty, wait, what's up with that attitude? Let me think about this. We're not doing that because we kind of feed gasoline into the fire when we sleep with these disagreeable. I'm gonna stop there. One more thing they have to do is be quiet, sister. Take heed and kind of peep game. We used to say back when we was young. They kind of beat on their chest a lot nowadays. This, yeah, you know, I'm a man. I don't want no noodles. But sometimes you got to just chill out, sit back. Let's hear you. Go ahead, baby girl. What's up with you? Tell me about yourself. Tell me what you've been through. Tell me what's going on. And kind of let her give a little bit of information and then build on the relationship and make it transactional. Make it like a game of tennis. How you doing? I'm doing fine. How you doing?
You know, I'm going to share something with you, sir. You know, a lot of people, when I talk about my king, a lot of my followers, they always think my king is like some type of alpha female, like raw, you know, because the way I talk, you know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, only a strong alpha male can handle her. But I'm going to share something with you. My king is a humble man. He's very humble, calm when he talks. But he's that type of man that I don't do no nonsense. Don't come to me with any foolery. And I'm watching you if you do anything that don't make sense. And I'm going to correct you. I always love the way my husband talk when he pull his glasses down and he whispers to you, "I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing." You know what I'm saying? He's not one of those men that have to come into a room and just, you know, he's not like that. It's just his character and the way he is and the way he stand on what he say. That's why I admire my king so much.
Shout out
So,
to
so
the
when
king.
they come with all this rah-rah in the chest, I'm like, nah, my king not like that. And a lot of people were surprised when I said that on RBM show, the Real Bravado Network. He said, oh, I said, nah, he's not. My king is very humble. Type of man that could sit somewhere all day, just read a book, just relax. I'm the opposite of him. I'm the one that got the loud mouth and do that. He be like, he look at me like, shut that down. You doing too much.
Jersey. My girl Jersey right there. Y'all know what it is. Jersey. Jersey in the building. Shout out to Latifah. Shout out to the Flavor Unit. Shout out to everybody from Jersey putting in that work. But look at that. You know, Busta Rhymes, you were talking about Busta Rhymes, and he was alluding to the groups and the Flavor Unit, the Queen Latifah, UNITY, X-Clan. This is what we were bred off of, Take Heed. It was Afrocentricity. It was African-American College Alliance hoodies. It was a different world. We come from a different slice of bread. And is it coincidental that they don't have that knowledge in the music? They don't have that knowledge in the entertainment anymore. And that's the reason, you know, we see what we see. Or can we as parents still put these things inside of our kids? Let them know that this is something that's available to them and they can learn from this knowledge. What do you think about that?
You know what? I'm going to share something with you. You know, when I always tell parents that kids copy what they see, they copy how you are, they copy what they see. So my children have always seen me. They have never seen me in my days when I ain't know nothing. When I was doing foolery, they never saw me. So now when I got some sense and they were growing up, you know what I'm saying? And they saw me like, oh, mommy, they met me when mommy was calm, when mommy started getting sense. You know what I'm saying? And so they could never say, oh, they saw my mom, that saw my mama smoking weed. I saw my mama drinking. She was laying up in the court with somebody. My mama was around a whole bunch of pharmacists. Nobody could say that. You know what I'm saying? But am I saying I didn't do that? Allegedly. But I have done some nonsense. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that I'm perfect. I can never say that. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this: children copy what they see. If you got a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, men running in and out your house and your bedroom is a revolving door, the girls think that's right. If they see you mistreating your boyfriend and you call yourself laying hands on him, yes, they gonna copy what they see. If they see you disrespecting your so-called boyfriend, or if you married to their daddy and you get indignant with their daddy, then they copy what they see when they get grown. So children copy what they see. They copy it. And I only understood this because everything my mama did, I copied. Except pharmacy stuff. Everything my mama did, I copied. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't see myself doing the pharmacy stuff because I knew how much we suffered, how much we didn't have food. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not getting off topic, but it's just children copy whatever the parents do, this is what the kids would do. So if you can instill into them different type of music, you know what I'm saying? Like my kids be playing them oldie but goodie, especially my oldest one. I'm like, where you get this? She's like, mama used to get down with this. I'm like, yeah, I still do. She like, yeah, I like this music. Mom used to play it when I was young. So it's just, you know, they copy what they see. And I think the younger generation, they don't understand that yet. It's only when they get into that senior home and that child don't want to come by and see them, and that child don't want to give them a drink of water or take care of them, then they gonna understand they raised this child wrong. You know, that's just
well said. Well said. I mean, again, you know, it's the consciousness for us, you know, just like the music we listened to, it was called conscious rap. It was backpack hip hop. It was, you know, the native tongue. the Tribe Called Quest, the Jungle Brothers, the X-Clan, these people, they spoke to us to tell us, you know, put your best foot forward as a man.
Yeah.
Raise your children as a man. Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs, I think they were from Boston. He had a song called Be a Father to Your Child. Just, we have a certain responsibility as men. And again, I just wanted to give them a couple of tidbits of information that helped me in, you know, grabbing the amazing woman that I have. And sometimes being quiet was very operative. I needed to just chill out and let things play out to see things develop and then make my corrections at that time. But I'm a sports person, take heed. So I did the same thing on the basketball court. It was a lot of times where my team was down. We started losing. But guess what I do, take heed? Give me the ball. And there is no negotiations anymore, because look at the score. We did it your way. We're losing. We're not doing it your way no more. And I had to take that same approach in my life, in the woman that I was going to have with me forever. I lost my mother at 9 years old. 9 years old. So I had to understand that, you know, that automatic nurture, that person that's going to give me the benefit of the doubt in any situation. I didn't have that anymore. If I'm going to get that, I have to create that. And I can't lie to this woman. I can't be dishonorable to this woman to get those results from her and from my children. I got to be a devoted, loving husband. So, you know, like I said, we got to understand that it's not about us. And I don't see men having a horribly tough time doing that. I think we come to that point at a time. And like you said, when you raised by a king, it's in these men. At some time, it may fall out. They may deprogram it or ignore it or push it down, but it's in there. And if you got one that can tap into it, those are the ones that I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to the young men that want to be kings, that know they have this potential inside of them and they just want to tap in. And I'm telling them, you can do it, fellas. It's not hard, but there are certain things that you got to concentrate on, and yourself is the most important, because if you concentrate on yourself, if you love yourself, green flags, you'll see them. You'll see that she gives a damn about things, that she curates things, that it's not a problem to be a good woman, a loving woman, a devoted woman, an honorable woman, a respectable woman. It's not a problem for her. Lovable people love her. My wife loves you, take heed. That's how I know you a good person.
Thank you.
My wife loves Take Heed. She loves Mona D. She loves Bella Rings and red lipstick vibes. Like, she loves you ladies. And I know that genuine quality women are loved by lovable people. The people that love these women are amazing as well. Like, you hear people say your rapper's favorite rapper or your singer's favorite singer, like Prince or Anita Baker. That's what y'all ladies are. They might not want to say it. They might not be able to articulate it. But you ladies are the content creators' favorite content creators, because you guys actually create content. You ladies speak like women, not politicians, not it depends, not you could be good to your husband when you want to, when he treats you right on Thursday and anniversaries. Y'all don't speak like that. It's very definitive. Y'all value family. You value development. This is what we look for, fellas. Developing young ladies into being wives and queens. This is what these young ladies do every day, every morning, every night, every week. They want to develop these ladies into being something that we all aspire to be, someone's companion. Life is not meant to go through alone. If it is for you, good luck. But it's out there. She's disciplined. I hear so many people comment on your head wraps and your colors, and the yellow is so pretty on you, and the orange, Take Heed, and oh, I wish I could get my hair wraps like Take Heed. Discipline. Discipline. You don't just sit on your head in the morning, you wrap it. You look at it.
I'm laughing at what you're saying right now, because you know what my king said to me. You ever seen my picture, my logo on my YouTube, right? My king said to me, baby, I don't know why, but you used to take your time and wrap this head tie. And now you don't do it no more. You just do the other one, the different spiral in the front. I said, well, honey, you know, sometimes I'm rushing. And you know what he told me? Take your time. Take your time and fix your wrap. And what I do?
Take my time. Is that BMU? How you doing, my brother?
What's going on, my brother? Hey, man, what's going on? You know, I always got to say hi to the queen first. Take heed to the message. What's going on, Sugar? How are you? Then the second queen that stands behind her man, beside her man, got to give it up to Mr.HeSaiD. That's in the background over there. Shout out to her. And then last but not least, my brother, the king himself, brother HeSaiD, man. Man, it's good to see you, man. I just wanted to hop on real quick and say, you know, when I first got on YouTube, man, I had the same fire. I had the same drive that you had today in what you was talking about today. And I had people tell me, I had just started, so I didn't, you know, I had to learn. I had people tell me, oh man, you shouldn't do that. You know, people gonna, you know, not want to listen to you. They're not going, they don't want to hear that kind of truth. You have to tell the truth that's, you know, a little bit of the truth, but you also have to, you know, make people understand to the fact they keep coming back to you. And you know what, I stopped for a while, bro. I really did. And I started listening to the naysayers. Then I figured something out. Mr.HeSaiD and Take Heed. I figured it out. I said, they don't want to hear this truth because this truth holds them accountable. And so for that short-lived moment, I brought that thing back, man, and I'm glad that I did. And I want to say to you that it is inspiring to know that I'm not in this fight by myself. It's inspiring to know that you are doing the work. Mr.HeSaiD is doing the work. Take heed to the message is doing the work. Man, I even saw I saw a whole live where they drug security boss a quarter of a mile down the highway with a chain around her, like around her ankle, because of something she said the other day about baby mamas. And so I think that, you know, it's amazing that we're getting attacked, but you know what? They keep coming because we keep talking. And so I just want you to know, man, that you are an inspiration, brother, today. I look at you as a big brother, man. I learn a lot from you as far as what you say about fatherhood and how you are with your wife. So I want you to know, man, not only are you teaching everybody else, but you're also teaching me as well. And I'm inspired by you, man. And I want you to continue to do what it is that you do. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And if 3 people listen, man, you're doing your job. If 10 listen, you're doing your job. Just keep reaching, man, and keep up the good work, brother. That's all. I just wanted to give you your flowers, man.
Appreciate you, bro. And I will, man. I will. It's not about, you know, reaching a mass. I really don't want to have a mass exodus, but I do want to, you know, reach a young man that is similar to myself, that does not have, you know, the what to do examples in front of him, that may not have his paternal parents on the earth anymore, and just need a little bit of a push of positivity, of somebody that can say, look, I came up from dysfunction. I came up from inner city just like you. And I just wanted something different. I wanted something more. And even if it came from Dwayne Wayne on a TV show, even if it came from Sam and Diana on a TV show, it still taught me that even if it was Gazoo and the Flintstones, that somebody is big enough to call me a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum to somebody, and they might have to pop in on my shoulder and say, hey, dum-dum, what you doing over here? Chill out. But that's the cloth that we're cut from. We come from the Flintstones and the Jetsons and all of these things where you understood the hierarchy, that there was always somebody that can pull your coattail and say, whoa, you could do things a little bit better. One of my suggestions to young men is that you look at this like a poker game. In poker, you always think about what you could have did better. No matter if you won the hand, if you lost the hand, you could have won it faster. You could have got more money out of them. You could have drugged the pot on for more. It's so many different instances, but it always starts with, how could I have played that hand better? And when it comes to relationships, it seems like people are thinking the complete inverse. What did the other person do? No. What did you do? What could you have done better? How could you have handled that argument, that situation? But us as men, we have to know we have that capability and that quality and that option to look at life in that way. As sometimes it's going to be about what we could have did better to make this poker hand turn out a little bit better, because we can only play with the cards that we're dealt.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to say, somebody put in the chat, but I won't take heed to hear it. And I also want your wife to hear it. Because when you and your wife are out and about, man, and she has that pretty hair down, her real, natural, beautiful hair down, coming down her back, and the way you look at her, you know, you guys are an example. I also want to say, take heed to the message. Baby, when that baby had that wrap around that head, baby, she ain't got all these eyelashes and weave down her back. And you know what, brother? He said the other day, I told Take Heed, and she bust out laughing. Man, I was actually watching her show, and my uncle came over to visit, and he passed by me, like behind me. He said, boy, who is that fine woman on that screen right there? I said, well, she's married. That's Take Heed to the message. So you can go sit your ass all the way down and take several seats, my brother. But I do want to commend the women who believe in that being natural. And believe in knowing that they love them. When Take Heed look in the mirror, she loves herself. When Miss HeSaiD looks in the mirror, she loves what she sees. And they love themselves, and we don't have that a lot right now. We have red hair, green hair, purple hair, orange. And, you know, my nails have to be 13 feet long, looking like bird claws. And I have to have all these 4 or 5 layers of makeup on. It's just not necessary. And you alluded to that earlier, man, at the beginning of the show. So I just want you to know, man, that you need to keep pushing that. When she said push it, especially, you know, Take Heed. And, you know, I'm going to push it because I think that women should love themselves, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said. Well said. I'm glad I got y'all two up here. Let's take a break from the monotony. Let's have a little bit of fun. Y'all want to have a little bit of fun?
Absolutely. Go ahead, my brother.
Go ahead, I got you.
I don't know what your vision of the church is, but we have decided that no matter your race, your age, your gender, no matter who you love, you are the thing that God had in mind when she looked out over the world and said, it is good. So we don't do Frozen Chosen here. This is not your grandma's church. Sing as loud as you can. Dance, clap, love, live, understand this worship. You are welcome here.
Now that you're out of my life, I'm so much better. Thought that I'll be weak without you, but I'm stronger. Thought that I'll be broke without you, but I'm richer. Thought that I'll be sad without you, I'll have holler.
There's a lot of things about this that are super concerning to me. Number one, God is a he. He's a father. He never says anywhere in scripture that he's a she. And number two, ultimately what we're seeing here is people creating God in their own image when God created us in his image. If you think it's time for us to get back to the word of God.
Wow.
Oh my God. Wait a minute.
Wow.
What did I see?
Take Heed, what did we see?
Oh man.
You go ahead first, baby. Ladies first.
Oh no.
First.
Lord. See, I already got enough stuff that I'm gonna have to ask God to forgive me already. This gonna be one of them I'm gonna have to add to now. This don't make no sense.
Spot 946.
Where they do that at? Why is it always us at the helm of nonsense? Why? How
They done made God a she. Take Heed.
So it says that he's a she.
Yeah, Godisha.
He's a she. He's a she in the Bible.
She said Godisha.
I can't. This don't make no sense at all. So, you know, this is the thing that we, first of all, we already in trouble with the Almighty. Okay, we already in some nonsense. And now we want to make him a she. And then they got Beyonce's song in the background. What is going on here? I don't
Taste the
even
biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
It's nonsense. Oh my goodness.
and then they're singing Survivor in the background. I'm gonna see if y'all gonna survive when God come and just spiritually slap the shit out of each one of y'all. Listen, you cannot, you can't. God, see, let me tell you, oh Lord, these orangutan women. Listen, they jump all over the place. And now God is no longer God. God is Gadisha. And then if you give them 6 months, God gonna be trans. So then he'll be Gadisha Eric. And then so if we got to get to a point where we, like I said, we're pushing it to against this. We want nuclear family and marriage, but why do we have to look at God as a she? The Bible says we were made in His image, made in His. There's no she there. And so I think people are manipulating, and you said this earlier, Mr.HeSaiD, manipulating. Christians will jump up and manipulate the Bible to fit their own. With me personally, the Bible, sometimes I'll quote something out the Bible, and that verse will cut me two ways. It'll cut me and the people it's supposed to cut, right? That's what it's designed to do. It's not for you to change it to make it fit your narrative. And it's amazing to me to look in the Bible. I'll also even say this. It's amazing to read in the Bible where it says soul ties and how it affects women and how their beds are on fire and burning with lust. And then everybody like, oh, that's just the Bible. But then scientists now just revealed I can send it to you, Mr.HeSaiD, too. I want y'all to have it too, where women, all the men that women have slept with, the sperm lives in those women, which can cause certain types of behaviors, food changes, taste craving changes. Some of the cells in these men can be, say for instance, I have cancer in my family, it's real heavy in my family. Those sperm cells from me can live in that woman for 60, 70 years in her cells. And so she can adapt those cancerous cells for me.
Wow. I saw something like that too.
It's exactly. So I'm like, man, so women out here, you sleeping with 10, 12 dudes, and these dudes are ejaculating in you, and they're ejaculating their family health history. They're ejaculating bad spirits, bad omens. And then you wonder why you walking around here with your hair red, with short shorts on, with a gut hanging out, your belly hanging out, twisting your arms around, talking about, I'm going to eat a booty hole tonight. That's why, because you have so many demons in you, nobody's releasing them. They just living in you. They just inside of you. You know, and so that's what we're dealing with, man. Those women in that choir, they probably put that whole song together to my she, God is she. And now I guess we're going to say, you know, our Father, Adisha, which art in heaven. I don't know.
Lord Jesus.
I don't know.
Oh, you about to hit us with another one.
Oh, this is my favorite one. Let's go.
Oh, no. Don't. You doing too much truth today. What's going on here?
God is not the author of I'm gonna read it because this is one of my favorite verses. God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. And it's all churches of the saints. Let your woman keep silent in the church, for it is not permitted for her to speak, but they are commanded under obedience as also it's real small over here. Okay. And if they learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. See, there we go. That's my favorite verse right there, because you got a lot of women. TDJ's got his daughter in front of the church talking about, don't let nobody tell you. Listen, somebody. Don't you let nobody tell you that you can't preach and can't be the pastor of this church. Yeah, you're a liar. Because if you're going by the word of God simply says, TD Jakes, that women are to remain silent. Anything you have a question about, you ask your husband. It did not say women to be pastors or leaders. It even says it is forbidden for women to teach men anything. It is forbidden for women to teach men. It is forbidden for women to lead men. So how is it that we have so many Christians who say, I love the Lord, faking, instead of getting the Bible and reading what it says? The reason that your life is in shambles is because you're manipulating something that's supposed to keep you straight.
But when I said it, everybody was mad with me. When I said it on my channel, they was like, what you talking about? No, this is what it say in the Bible. Oh, no, that's in the old version. That was the version of the law, just the law. But God said, keep my law, right? We supposed to keep his law as well as keep the commandments, right?
Absolutely.
So come
Absolutely.
on now, call a spade a spade. But this is what we do. I decided right now I'm no longer Christian. I'm not Christian. Okay? Let me say that. Let me do it again. I no longer believe in Christianity. I'm Christian, but I no longer believe in Christianity. Yeah. Because we doing nonsense in Christianity. They doing it just for likes and clicks. That's what we doing now. Christianity is doing it for likes and clicks. And it's sad.
And go to church, take heed. I've seen women go to church with their hand raised. Lord, we thank you, Lord. Well, if it wasn't for the Lord on my side, I'm worthy. He's worthy to be praised. There's nothing like the word of God when you're going through. Well, if it was nothing but the word of God, you wouldn't have called your husband a bitch ass nigga the Saturday before you came to church. You wouldn't have sat there and told your kids they weren't shit. You would have supported your husband when he lost his job instead of getting on social media saying, I need a man with a job. You would have supported your husband in the bedroom when he needed sexual favors from you, but you pushed him outside of his belief to go out and get Becky down the street because you refuse to open your legs because you're not living the standard of life of your vision instead of following his vision. So see, we have a lot of manipulating women in the church, and then we have a lot of simp pastors. See, I call them simp pastors. Some pastors are the ones who get up in church who have a wife telling other women, leave them husbands, go get you a Boaz because Boaz was rich and took care of his woman. But the Bible teaches us
Boaz is always Boaz.
you achieve, but see, I'm gonna talk about Boaz. I meant that double sword right there. I'm gonna talk about Boaz because Boaz, when he found his wife, if you go read the scripture, when he found his wife, the reason he was attracted to her because of her work ethic, because she was a working woman. It wasn't because she was sitting in the barn by the cows not doing anything. She was working. He said, who is that woman working in the fields? Bring her to me. Oh my God, she's working. So he was in love with her because of her work ethic, not her lazy ass mindset, lazy ass body. Don't want to do nothing. Don't want to cook. Don't want to clean. Taking the kids to grandmama's house. He wasn't talking to that woman. And that's why we have to understand, we have to read scripture for ourselves. You know what? I need to have a show on this because we can burn this up for 2 hours. I'm ready to piss some people off.
But you know
Mr. HeSaiD, you got me burning over here.
But I'm going to share something with you. I think it's good that all this nonsense is going on because you want to know why? It'll make people go to the Bible and read it for themselves.
Exactly.
Instead of us listening, because sometimes when I come back from your show, BMU, when I come back from your show and I'll be sitting there with my king, I'm like, honey, I didn't understand this. Where did this come from? And he'd be like, well, this is what you do. Go to the word, find it. That's what you need to do. And I'll be so mad because I'll be like, I don't want to. He'd be like, no, go to the word and find it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing that all this nonsense is going on because it make you search. When I said to the women on my channel that women are not supposed to be pastors, do you know how many men I got in some sense? I got in my chat. How dare you say that? How dare you? I even had an influencer. He is a big influencer on Instagram. He hit me in my DMs and he said to me, how dare you say that, my sister? You sure that's in the Bible? I said, it's in the Bible. He said, okay, well, I checked. He came back, said, I checked, but it's in the Old Testament. I said, wait a minute. So we separate the Bible now? That's what I asked him. So we separate it? It's not a whole? And he said to me, but we're not under the law anymore because Jesus came and died on the cross for our sins. And I told him, I told him just like this, I agree with what you said. I would never doubt this. But what you're saying about the law, that is not right, that we're not supposed to follow the law, this doesn't make sense to me. How can they, then that mean there need to be two Bibles then? Y'all need to say this is the old edition and we don't follow this, and this is the new one that we follow.
But see, that's what
it makes me mad.
And that's what they're doing, take heed. They're living lifestyles that does not reflect what they were raised to believe.
But
and so when you live a life, Oh, yes, just like the other night, I had somebody, a content creator who is of LGBTQAI plus community, say that God is doing something new. God is leading gay people to lead. God is saying that it's okay to be gay. God is deeper than what the word of God says. He's deeper than that. And you guys need to start understanding that God is deeper than that. But then I had to remind him, and he blocked me, but I'm so glad about it. I had to remind him. I said, but the Bible says the word is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That means it's unchanged, and there's nothing you can go in the Bible and manipulate, because the Bible says that no man should lay with another man as if that man is his wife.
But they say man wrote the Bible. That's what they'll tell you. Oh, well, man did it. Maybe they didn't say it right. That's what they'll say.
But you know what, take heed. It's amazing to me that they will use that excuse and say man wrote the Bible, so we ain't worried about what he said. But when Beyonce say a church hole can go fuck and go to church, they'll go and fucking go to church. So you'll believe the lyrics of a woman who's telling you to be promiscuous, but you won't believe the scripture of men who wrote it from the vision of God. I'm trying to understand it.
This is something. And then, let me share something with you. The thing that hurts so bad is that they don't care. They don't care. Like, okay, I will sit up here. You will look at me and you will know that I'm a Christian woman. If you just look at me, you hear the way I talk, you know that I'm a Christian woman. But am I sitting up here saying that I'm perfect, that I have never done nothing? I'll be lying. If I sit up here and say that I don't get out of character, I'll be lying. I get out of character, but I have a king that will do a correction real quick. But this is the whole problem, is that we want to take God and we want him to fit in this little bubble and say, okay, this is God, and I'll pick him up when I'm ready. So we just leave God in this little bubble and say, I'll pick him up when I'm ready. This is what we do. When you sit up here and you have been in church all Sunday, and then when you get home, you haven't cooked, you haven't cleaned the house, you don't want to make love to your husband, but you was in church dancing and you was laying in the spirit, but you still didn't honor your husband, you didn't respect him, but you say that you are a Christian woman. I have a problem with you.
Exactly.
Even if you sit up here and say you have a problem with me telling you to give your husband head, I don't care if you say you got a problem with me giving you supposed to give your husband head. I don't care if you say you got a problem with me saying that. I got a problem with you. You didn't cook anything for this man. I got a problem that you was in church and you didn't make time for this man. That's my problem with you. And God got a problem with you too, because you don't want to be obedient to your husband.
Ooh, take heed. And guess what? The Bible talks about the heads. The Bible talks about the heads. The Bible also talks about women having sex with their husband. The Bible in 1 Corinthians says, woman, do not deprive your husband of his sexual desires unless you both agree. If you do not both agree, you should still be having sex with your husband, basically. It says now, if you agree, then do it for a short time, but you need to go right back to having sex with your husband and giving him his desires sexually, so he will not be tempted outside the marriage. That's what it says, it right in there. So women out here talking about, well, he cheated on me. And then the therapist said, well, when was the last time you gave him some? Easter? Ma'am, it's January. Jeez. So look at all these sexless marriages where these women are using sex as a weapon, saying, you not getting you didn't want to buy me that Gucci bag? Baby, you ain't getting none of this Gucci today. And so 6 months passed by, 3 months passed by, but then he got Becky bent over the copy machine in the private room at work, and you mad because he got caught up. Come on, somebody.
Did he do that to Becky?
I told you. I knew your dad for a long time. He did that shit. He guilty as fuck.
Yeah. He got Becky bent over the copy machine. Then we got these women online saying these ain't nothing but a bunch of cheating dogs. But if you sit them down and put a lie detector test on them and say, when was the last time you gave your husband any affection, hugged him, rubbed his back, rubbed his feet, told him how good he looked, how good he smelled, made good love to him, sat on his lap and whispered good lessons in his ear? When was the last time? They'll probably tell you 4 or 5, 6 months. I looked up, I already read it. It says most marriages ain't been intimate physically for 4 to 5 months. Saying you expect your husband to walk around with 100 pounds of semen in him and not be able to release that, and you want him to walk around with that pressure on him when Beck is saying, "Come put it in over here. Come put it in over here." Come on now.
I'm gonna share something with you. I had a woman in my chat. She said to me, "Well, sometimes you ain't gonna always love your husband. Sometimes he gonna aggravate you sometimes." And you know what I told her? I said, "Who said you don't aggravate him?
Right.
Who said you don't aggravate him sometimes?" And so she said, "But sister, everybody ain't happy like you." I said, "Who said that I'm happy all the time?"
Right.
What it is that what you're supposed to do. When you feel this type of way, get around that person. Get around them. I told her, I said, sometimes bite your husband's beard. Sometimes kiss on him, lay on him, rub on him. Okay? You won't feel like that. This is the man you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with. When those kids go off to college, it's only you and him in the house. First of all, listen, I tell my cousins, I tell everybody this all the time. When these kids get big, it's only going to be you and your husband in the house. And me and my husband already have thoughts of how we going to be doing nonsense in this house when the kids okay? We already got nonsense going on. Okay? So this is my thing. We don't understand that. And then when the husband get Becky, start looking at him. Now we want to talk about he a dog, he cheating, he do this, he do that. But you have never showed this man any affection.
So let me ask you, Take Heed, could you tell me a green flag? If you had to give a young man a suggestion of a quality or a characteristic to look for in an amazing young woman, what would you tell him?
Oh my goodness. You know what I would tell him, and you'll be surprised what I'm about to say. when he gets around her, ask her, "Can I meet your family? Okay. I want to meet your family." And if there are no men around her, she doesn't have a grandfather, if she doesn't have a father around, uncle, somebody that trained her a little bit, like she saw how men are supposed to be treated. Okay. If you don't see this and you see her mama acting indignant, and her mama, when y'all, after y'all finish eating, and the mama say, "Oh, why he can't grab his plate? Why he can't take it to the sink?" If the mama start talking like that, run. Okay. But
shout out to the clinician in the building. What up, sir?
Hey, Kosha, how are you, sir? Good to see you. But that would be my thing. If he saw this, run. But if he saw in a young woman that when he did go to the house, and yes, the mama and the aunties and all of them was there, and she grabbed his plate, and then the aunties and the mama said to her, "Why you grab his plate?" And she said, "Because he's my man, I grabbed his plate." Then she's ready to be taught. You can teach her. And Red Lipstick Vibe is right. If that place nasty, you better run too.
Alexander agreed. He said, "Get on out of there. Run, fellas, run." Hey, Jazzy. How you doing, love? Hope you're doing well. Jazzy's in the building, y'all. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Take heed, taking heed to her surroundings, how she is treated and how she treats the men in her life, the family in her life. You know, I was saying the lovable people, you know, there's going to be disagreeable people that always try to throw a smoke screen at you, or, you know, acquiesce to the situation to go along, to get along types is what I call them. But you got to take a look at those genuine, you know, really lovable people that love this person, and how many there are, what type of relationships, you know, she nurtures and personifies within herself and the other people. Nikki, for one example, she was really heavy with her nephews and nieces, heavy. And that was really indicative of the type of woman she was going to be, always focusing on their development, always having snacks in the bag, and, you know, handy wipes and napkins. And it's just like, girl, we always got to have all this stuff? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I really didn't click till later, but like, yeah, it is more opportunistic to have these things. It shows the kids that you are prepared, you gave thought, you care about them. Look, mommy got sandwiches. We don't want those sandwiches, but I have them. You don't want them, but I got them. We want stuff from the amusement park, mommy. We don't want that stuff, but it's always some stuff at the car. And on that ride home, take heed, no matter how much popcorn and funnel cakes they ate, they still reach over in that snack bag and say, yo, let me get those peanut butter crackers. Yo, what is that over there? Let me get that granola bar. So you know, you ladies.
So you telling me that Miss HeSaiD carry that big purse like I do there? That's what
she has a snack bag. She always takes a snack bag. She's not the first person, but she's always got some sort of a bag, you know, whether it's a backpack or over the shoulder, but it's always some essentials in there. So those were things to take notice, you know, too, when it comes to that nurturing quality, always wanting to be prepared when it comes to being hands-on with the children and having their best, you know, best interests at mind. It was very, you know, admirable and telling that she would be a great mom. What do you think about that? Are there any tells that a guy can see?
You know what? I have to take what Mrs. HeSaiD, because that's on point right there. It's the way she treats the children in the family as well. If she like, oh, get away from me, you see her, the other cousins coming around, and she might have nieces or nephews, and she don't have children of her own yet, and she always telling them, get away from me, this and that, or whatever, then yeah, that's a problem too. Because you got to remember that one day she's supposed to have children. So if she's bringing on some nonsense like that, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. And I'm gonna share something with you. To me, I never really thought that I was like the nurturing type when I had my first child. I never really thought I was the nurturing type. But when my husband, when we met and we started dating, and he told me, you such a caring mom. You always make sure. But I just always thought that's just in me, because you got to make sure these kids eat, got to make sure their clothes is clean. You got to be on them. You got to talk to them. You got to lay with them. Sometimes I used to go in my son's room, lay on his bed, bother him and aggravate him a little bit. So my husband, my soon to be husband at that time, was like, you're a very kind woman. You sweet. You very nice. But you wasn't supposed to be a baby mother. You supposed to have been a wife. And I looked at him. I was like, you crazy. That's exactly what I said. You crazy. I was like, I was a wife before. He was like, oh, so it didn't work out. I was like, we both had some growing up to do. And he said to me, so you don't blame him? I said, no, I don't blame him. We both needed some growing up. And I wasn't what he needed at the time. He even told me that. My first husband said, you weren't what I needed at the time. And I hope you find somebody for you. It took many years, but God did send me somebody.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to my brother, the King.
Yes.
Sister, but then she said, brother, her relationship with her father and the men in her family is important. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. And you know, what also, you know, kind of shows itself now, take heed, is not only is she feeding us, like she's feeding the cat and the turtles. And like, it's crazy to see how she operates before we go to bed. It's like she puts a nightlight in. I'm like, Nikki, we grown in here. The youngest person we got is 9 years old. We don't need no nightlight. She's like, no. We need the nightlight, sweetie. You might come down. You're not, you know, you discombobulated or whatever the case may be. But these qualities have just always been there, and I appreciate them so much. But the way she attacks the turtles, though, she might put it in, let them climb up to get it, or she may just then again, she's making sure everybody is fed before we all check in. And that's really, you know, her area, that she makes sure we are eating, you know, well-balanced meals and nutritious meals that got fruits and vegetables and carrots always on deck, strawberries always on deck, grapes always on deck. And it's just, this is what we have to do. And I hear so many women say, you know, how does a woman hold her husband accountable? It's impossible. A woman can't. No, she can. If she loves him, if she cares about him, then the nurture, the nutrition, the way that she manages the household. She's the manager of the house. We the CEO. We don't know the day-to-day dealings that go on. We outside trying to get it. So when we come in and we come into a curated home that smells nice, that has pictures of the things that we love and the people that we love and the things that remind us of our childhood. And this is why I appreciate you ladies so much, because of the curation. I look behind you, I see family rules. It's these things that we really appreciate in you ladies, because it just shows that you care about the direction that our families are moving in. So shout out to you, Take Heed, always. Shout out to Jazzy, Red Lipstick Vibes, Mona D, Angel Eyes, the Wife School Podcast, Dating to Marriage Support, Tough Topics Podcast, my girl J Mac. Like, you ladies, y'all put in the work, and it's worth mentioning. You guys deserve to be mentioned in every stream. I go out of my way to bring you guys up in every stream because you deserve it. The same way we say, you know, certain women can do things different and these women can do things better. We have to take the time to take a look at the ones that are and give them their flowers, because it's needed and necessary, and you guys deserve it. So shout out to you.
Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate that. But I just wanted to put a little tip before I go. When I was saying that the woman, when you meet her and there's no men around and she doesn't have an understanding of how to treat a man, I was this young woman. I didn't have an understanding of that. And I'm going to share something with you. My father was a type of man that he already had a family. So I was from the side chick family. So I rarely seen my dad. So the things that I was supposed to be taught as a young woman, I didn't get those teachings. I got, you know, the weekend time, you know, your daddy said, don't do this. Daddy said, don't do that. And I didn't have a strong male role model. I had men outside the house because my mother wanted to do what she wanted to do. So she couldn't have a king in the house. So when my husband met me, I was a nightmare for him, Mr.HeSaiD. I'm telling you right now. Only thing he saw in me is that he saw that I am meant to be a wife. But I had a mouth that was hard for him to correct. And it took 2 years for him to do corrections. So when I look at my husband, I look at him as my king, first of all, my father, my lover, my best friend. I look at him in so many aspects, my teacher, you know what I'm saying? Because he took the time to want to teach me. Because I always tell people on my channel, if a man wants to teach you, he wants to keep you. If he doesn't want to teach you, he's not going to keep you. And you have to be a student to want to learn. So that's my take. That's it.
That's dope. I appreciate you, sis. I got one question before you get out of here, sis. One question. You get the solo camera for this question too, sis. Your husband, your king, and your dad are having an elevated discussion. And your dad says, baby girl, have a seat. Sit down right here. And your husband says, my queen, go wait in the car. And your dad says, baby girl, no, you don't got to leave. Sit down right here. Which one do you do, Take Heed? You go to the car, or do you have to?
I'm going to the car.
I like it. I like it. She says she's going to the car, ladies. Going to the car. Drelly, what up, Drelly?
What's up, man? How you doing? Good show.
How
Good
you
show,
doing,
man. Good show. Doing all right. Doing all right.
Appreciate you, man. How's your day going? How's your Saturday? And we're gonna
Pretty
get
good.
to final thoughts after we get your opening comment.
Oh, pretty good today so far. Got some things accomplished, and yeah.
Take heed. Give us a final message to take heed to before you roll out of here on us.
If you have a husband, love your husband. Be kind. Be caring. There's nothing wrong with being good to him. just because somebody in your family told you some nonsense. And just remember that when those kids get grown, it's only you and him in that house. And always remember to serve. Never stop serving. I don't care how old your marriage is. Always continue to serve. That keeps that connection between you and your husband. That talk that y'all do when you hand him his plate and he say, "Thank you, baby," or he tap you on the behind. Always keep that connection. That's just my take on it. Everybody have a wonderful night.
Take me to the method. Appreciate you, sis. Doors open for you anytime. Feel free to swing by. Drelly, what's good, man? How you doing?
Yeah, doing all right. Sorry I was so late, man. I was out running errands.
You good, Brody? You good, man? So what's going on, man? We talking about green flags today. We talking to the young fellas today. I had a couple of words for them. I went off on my, my tangents as well.
I heard some of those words, man.
Yeah,
They're really, and the Muppet Show thing, man.
Look, is how look. Is how they well, man.
And that Muppet Show thing, I was like, yep, that's how they look.
To me. Sit in the box and just go, yeah, go ahead. Try to tell it to whoever will listen. But not me. But green flags, man, I was talking about today, just qualities to look for in an amazing woman, a good woman, a wife potential woman. And, one of the things I said is go after the woman that's interested in you. A lot of fellas don't see that reciprocation. They say grand rising, they don't get a grand rising back. They text her all day, she doesn't text back. Just that what we classically called a simp. When you overextend and she doesn't reciprocate at all, that's what we called it in Brooklyn. I don't know how it took on different, mutations now. But what do you think about that? Do you think that the woman should be interested in you? Have you always went after the women that you're interested in? Or have you ever had a woman that came on to you and was interested in you? And how did that work out?
Yeah, but I was young and foolish. The woman who came on to me, that is the one you take. The one who's interested in you. You know what I mean? That you're absolutely right about that. If you go into someone who's not interested, then you're always going to be holding the short end of the stick. Mm-hmm. You're always going to be overextending. You're always going to be tired. Resources depleting because so you're paying for dates. You're doing this and that, and she's giving nothing in return. She's sacrificing nothing. That whole thing. So, and do it within reason. If her finances are tight or not, her money ain't as long as yours. Understand she can only do so much, but as long as she's doing something.
Indeed.
It ain't got to be expensive. It ain't got to be about money. Is she calling you on the regular? Something that simple. Does she text you? Does she joke and laugh with you? You know what I'm saying? Do you even like her? Not love. Do you like her? Like, do you like being in her presence? Is there something off about her energy? Like all these different things, could be there. And we ignored it because, either we really like that person or she's pretty. And like I said, when you're young, it happens.
Indeed.
It happens, what I'm saying? It gets the best of us. So I'm not exempt. Happened to me too, But again, I remember my dad watched me go through this. Right? He's like, boy, a hard head make a soft ass.
All day.
I said, what you mean? And that's when he sat down and talked to me. You finna go see that girl? I was like, yeah. All right, son, listen here. You might want to catch somebody else. Why is that? That one's not the one for you. How do you figure that? She's not interested in you. And he actually had that conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? I said, all right, cool. Didn't listen. Or I didn't bail when I should have, which is when he told me about it. You know what I'm saying? Should have bailed out then, but no, end up getting skint up too. Feelings are hurt after that, man. But hey, you live and learn. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. Alexander says she got to be consistent. Yes, indeed. Jazzy said consistency is key. Yeah, too much of what we like ain't good, Pawpaw said. And, I've always, noticed that the women that I was interested in, although they were, pretty and voluptuous, it didn't work out because I always had to go above and beyond because they thought they needed to be compensated for the way that they look or the way that they were shaped. And I hear men say that, you know, you should be willing to put up with a little bit of attitude and put up with a little bit of cantankerousness because she's beautiful, because she's voluptuous. And I think that's bullshit. I think, like I tell the men, we have a certain starting point, and you're doing great, but that's just the starting point. You can still build on top of that. I had 10 things up here that I thought young men should have: driver's license, etc. But that's just a starting point. We can always build. For the young ladies, I think it's different. They have a certain, you know, set of skills, and they think, you know, don't settle. And it's just a completely different approach in way that we look at things. What do you think about a young man going from a boy to a man? Are there some things that he should have in his toolbox before he makes that transition?
Yeah, the three of them you mentioned earlier were definite. Yeah, driver's license, a trade, and a car. Yes, you definitely should have those three. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I say an open mind is one.
Okay.
You know, a cautious mindset. You know, not a cautious attitude or approach, but your mindset should be cautious. You know, keep caution in mind no matter what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You know, in other words, keep your head on the swivel. Yeah, I'm doing this and it's working out great, but let's watch out for red flags and stop signs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, things like that. Those are two things. Dealing with mindset going into manhood. From my money, I think that holds a lot of value. It's just something that we don't really point out. Your state of mind or your mental approach to things, and that counts for a lot of the way we behave and operate with one another as people. Yeah, like you just said, you know, like women have a different approach. Well, don't settle. Okay, well, if you choose to be with someone, you are then by definition settling for that person, are you not? You could be a billionaire, but you are settling for that billionaire. So what's with the language? Mm-hmm. You know? And then get what you're worth. Okay, well, what are you worth? Everything. No one's worth everything. So what are you worth? You don't think you're worth? No. You got nothing different from any other woman physically. So what's going on between them ears? Let's figure that out. You're an asshole. Oh, okay, there you go. I'm the asshole. Me. I guess. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
no, I hear you, brother.
Different approaches to it, and it's it kind of defines, for most people, it defines how they operate and maneuver. And also men going into manhood,
mm-hmm.
Be willing to evolve and grow and change. Don't change who you are as a person, you know what I'm saying? However, if you know you're doing something and you find out later that you've been doing it the wrong way, be willing to start doing it the right way.
Absolutely.
You know, be willing to admit that when you're wrong, and then make those changes to your life. Actually change it. Don't keep doing the wrong thing just because you've been doing it.
Absolutely.
People do that all the time. I don't know why, but
I mean, just yesterday I saw a guy sitting in the hot seat, you know, sitting in a room full of people who think he's wrong. And not to say that everything he did was wrong, but their question to him was, do you think that anything that you did in the entire situation could have been different? Do you think that you did anything wrong in this situation? His answer is no. And this is a man talking to other men. And again, this is where I feel we've gotten in 2023, where Stockholm syndrome has just set in, that we as men can sit down, have a conversation, come to a conclusion, admit where we did wrong, admit that we may want to change our mind on something, and go from there and continue on in a mature fashion. But it's like, I told you so, you were wrong is above all else what people are looking for. And that's not what we do over here. We have a position. You might not agree with it, but we definitely don't go tit for tat and just want to point the finger and be right above all things. What we want to do is for people to see behavior, consciousness. These are the words that we promote. And if you're conscious of your surroundings and what's going on around you, you won't be doing some of these things that we see every day, man, Dro, like this.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love.
Or stuff like this, man, Dro, like this.
But I'm talking to all black women. Stop making love to coons. Stop giving your womb to coons. I'ma say that.
Like this, man, Dro, stuff like this.
Taste the goodness of the biscuit. chase the honey sauce.
And yes, they did it. Don't ask me if they did it. They all did it.
I told you. I knew your dad for a long time. He did that shit. You're guilty as fuck.
Guilty as fuck.
The buckwheat got me though.
They look crazy. Look like YouTube anatomy out here. You ever watch Grey's Anatomy? They sleep. All they do in the hospital is sleep with each other. I turned to my wife. I said, what the hell is going on in this hospital? And this shit look like YouTube anatomy. Everybody looking for love, but then say love ain't shit. Love, you don't need love, but everybody, as soon as they hit the end button, they are looking for love. Kendra G, Snatch My Soul, ButterMyBiscuit.com, WoundTheCoombs.net. It's all going down.
The thing is, what I hear from a lot of people, and this extends beyond the YouTube space, is a lot of selfishness. They want these things, and I've been saying this for months. They want these things, they do, but they want them on their own terms.
Wow.
And it doesn't work that way. That's why you're failing.
Thank you, sweetie.
Give some, gain some. That's how life works, people. You ever heard the phrase, like even with violence, you ever heard the phrase, you got to bring ass to get ass?
Damn right. Scared money don't make no money?
Scared money don't make no money. You have to bring it to receive it. Give and take. And people want to take, but they don't want to give. They want it all for themselves. And that never works in anything. Even billionaires don't have it all. You know what I'm saying? Even the people who are at the tippy top of power, the actual power of this planet and this country, is more than one of them. No one has it all. No one person can have it all. No.
He's right. I mean, what do you think about this green flag right here? She gives a F versus not. Like you said, you got to be generous. And she's willing to give a fuck. How many women in this space in the world right now, 2023, I don't give a fuck. Sooner or later, it's coming out in the conversation. They don't give a fuck about what people think. They don't give a fuck about what people say. They don't give a fuck about, they don't care. They're unbothered. I don't give a F. Those are the type of women you do not look for, gentlemen. Young men, look for women who do give a fuck. They'll tell you, I care. I care about the kids. I care about family. I care about our community. Lack thereof, or it could be in shambles or hanging on by a string, but I care. So look for those people. That's one of my green flags. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just me out. Like, I'd be ready to end the conversation after they say that, though. I don't care. Okay, then that's the problem.
Jesus Christ.
My lady tried that with me one time. One time. I don't care. I said, that's the problem.
Boom.
And she just looked at me like a deer in headlights.
Box.
Like she looked at me like a deer in headlights, man. Like, I said, yep, that's the problem. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I just got mad and said something I didn't mean. I said, but it came out your mouth. Fix it.
I mean, another thing as of lately, when people get upset, they will say, tweet, text, dox, put out, stream, anything. Don't have to be true. And then glance over it when they get, brought to the court and say, yo, did you just say that because you was mad? Well, they were saying stuff about me everywhere I go. They saying stuff. No. Articulate with the words. Yeah, I was in the heat of the moment. I said some things I didn't mean. Again, another one of these green flags that I put up here. Check this out. I'm not just.
Yeah, she's willing to admit that she's wrong.
She speaks. Uh-huh. She speaks like a person and not a goddamn politician. She's willing to use words. I messed up. I shouldn't have said that. I lied on the man. I lied to the girl. I was just trying to hurt her, which is something that angry, scorned women do, and simping ass men. Because I saw a man not too long ago, he was brought under fire for what he said in the heat of the moment. Are you serious? Men in the heat of the moment saying shit to get them put on trial. Have some standards. Be able to articulate and stand on your standards. These are green flags. This is what you look for. If people don't do these things, it's not the one for you.
They don't know themselves well enough. If you don't have standards for yourself, then what the hell?
Let's
You know
start
what I'm saying?
Mr. Harris, she speaks like a person and not a politician. What do politician mean to you? Politician in Aruba is something different than a politician in America.
That whole thing, the deflections, yeah. Well, listen, yesterday you said something I didn't like your tone last night. We were talking, I enjoyed the conversation, cool. I didn't like your tone when you said this and the other. Well, you know, my tone sometimes comes out in a different way depending on what I'm saying. And, you know, when you do it, you know, just like when you do it, I sit here and I listen to you and I observe and I just try to decipher whether you're joking or not, you know, but I don't hold it against you. See what I did? Now I'm talking about you, not me.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing. It's not about them. Because in politics, when they're debating, here's the thing about debate. I don't have to prove that I'm right. I have to prove that you're not.
There you go.
I ain't got to prove that I'm right. I just got to prove that you're not. That's it. And that's what they do, though.
And what about your thoughts on this one? She has standards and she can articulate and stand on them.
Absolutely. That tells you she's given thought to it. You know what I'm saying? She's willing to grow. She's willing to evolve. Because those standards are going to change depending on where she is in life, how much experience she has dealing with people. You know, a whole lot of things go into that while you grow and you evolve and change. Because the world changes and we must change with it. Otherwise, we get left behind.
Indeed.
You know? Yeah. So she can articulate that. That means she's put thought into this. Careful thought into it. The better she can articulate her standards, more thought you can tell she put into it. It tells that she cares about herself and she stands on them, meaning she's principled. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to shake her on that. She's not going to compromise herself on who she is for the sake of you, and you shouldn't ask her to. You know?
Well said. How about this one? I got another one. She's development minded. She's very focused on development in regards to monitoring things, you know, checking in on them, making sure that they're coming along as need be, whether it's in gardening, whether it's in nurturing children, whether it's in nurturing relationships. But she understands that there's a certain consciousness that's needed, a check-in, making sure that it's getting the required things that it needs in order for it to grow and develop. What do you think about that, sir?
Absolutely. There's diligence and discipline. You know what I'm saying? And being mindful. There's a lot that goes into that. Development mindset. And she's forward thinking. She's not looking to stay in one spot. You know, that's the person you can build with. She's putting one brick on top of the other. She's moving. She didn't just put one brick and says, okay, I'm done.
Right.
Good. Or she didn't put 3 bricks down and say, okay, good enough. No, it's not good enough. I have to make sure that this is done and make sure it's done correctly. Like gardening. Okay, if you don't tend to the garden, what's going to happen? It's going to die.
Yes, indeed.
And what was the point of you starting in the first place then? That's another thing. She can finish what she starts.
And again, sometimes the naivety of people, we get into these back and forth, sitting in boxes, talking about flowers and bringing a woman flowers. There's a reason why we bring a woman flowers. We don't just give them to her because we're trying to sleep with her or because they're pretty and she's pretty. And I guess 2 pretty things deserve each other. That's not why we do it. We do it to see how good of a nurturer she is. How long are those flowers going to live in her house? Or is her house a place where flowers go to fucking die?
Die.
She said. Do you got one of those girls? And that's why she don't want the flowers. And you're weird. That's another word I had to tear up. I can't stand that word. They use it to explain everything. But he brings you flowers to see how nurturing you are. And you keep those flowers alive for 3 weeks, a month. And you are attentive and you have certain qualities that are appreciative. What do you think about this one, Mr. Harris? Team, club, or group. It could be dance, it could be cheer, volleyball, soccer. But she's a part of some sort of an organization where she understands structure and taking correction. What do you think about that, sir?
Yeah, structure and taking correction, also teamwork. Working, doing her part. You know what I'm saying? For the greater good, a cause is bigger than herself. Because, you know, a weak link is a weak link, and that's a weakness.
Talk
you know what
about
I'm saying? That weak link's gonna make the chain break. If the chain breaks, what good is it? But you can put it back together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe hard to do, but you can. But at the same time, yeah, a team dynamic. She's used to working with other people to get to achieve a common goal. You know, those are, and taking structure. You have coaches. That's important. You're building relationship skills with all that. It helps, and that's something that I see people are sorely lacking.
Yes, indeed. Look at Sarah. This is another nurturing, amazing woman right here on the check-in. Shout out to my girl Sarah, upstate New York, in the building. She said, I am very sentimental, so I keep every card, every letter from my love. Everyone, again, discipline. Nikki got every ID card we ever had since we've been together. It's unbelievable to see. Like, why are you holding on to? I was a security guard right here. Throw that away. Look at my hair. She got her RGIS, like just really old IDs, and they just keep these things in a nice place, very sentimental. And Sarah, we appreciate you so much. And I told you that from the first time I met her, Mr. Harris. I met her in college. We were taking sociology together. And I told her, you were made for this. Like, I had to stand up at the class and tell them, like, human services is not something you should have to teach humans. You shouldn't have to teach us how to care and be empathetic and sympathetic for another person. And some of you people in this class just have it. Y'all don't need any schooling from here. You just care about people enough. And she was one of those people, and she flew through with flying colors. She actually added on and did the next program. So I'm pretty sure she's like, you know, master splinter of human services. So shout out to you, Sarah. Keep doing what you're doing up there. And her demographic is 99.999% snow bunny. So she's doing it in a place where the people don't look like her and still putting forth a level of care that you guys wouldn't freaking believe. She's an amazing person, and most of the people she's amazing to don't even deserve it. And that shit is a fact. So shout out to you, Sarah. Keep doing what you fucking do. BMU, you back?
Yes, sir. Got in a better area, man. I am back, my brother.
We still cooking. We still cooking. Let me ask you something, man. Should she have belonged to a team, a club, or some sort of a group? Dance, cheer, something?
Now, well, I just got in. So what I missed? Tim, what I missed?
We talking about green flags and just letting the young men know what they should look for in these young ladies. And me and Mr. Harris were just agreeing that a team, club, some sort of a group, whether it's dance or cheer, volleyball, but having that structure, being able to take correction, and, you know, it has a whole lot of other things inside of it, but just being a part of a team, you know, gives her a great characteristic and maybe a green flag to look for. What do you think?
Absolutely, I agree. I think that you have to be a part of some type of structure in order to know what it looks like. It's not going to be unfamiliar to you when you get with a man that you know, that has it as a requirement in his leadership, that you have to follow instructions in order for me to protect you. You have to be able to follow instructions. Going back to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, what did he say? He said, you cannot protect what you cannot control. And so I need to get back to absolutely be a part of something that teaches that. If she's not getting it from her mama, she should get it from a coach, a therapist, or a group session, or a group of women who are subscribing to the same thing and the same amount of growth. So yeah, I agree.
Okay. And I got one more for you. What would you suggest a young man going from a boy to becoming a man, some of the tools he should have in his tool chest? I suggested a driver's license and a skilled trade. What would you suggest, sir?
I agree with the skilled trade, because when you got a skilled trade, you're never going to be out of work. So you'll always be able to provide for your family, even though work may be scarce, you still have that electrical thing, when you went to did plumbing or whatever, carpentry, whatever it is. So absolutely. I also think that he should, as far as people, he should surround himself around men who can give him good advice. I had uncles back in the day that say, how many women did you hit this summer? But they didn't ask me, how was life? How am I navigating as a man? So have the right amount of men around you who will help you build your confidence and make you feel, not make you feel, but put you in a position to be a better man. Men that have experience. I think that's one of the biggest things that we have going on right now in the world is that we have so many inexperienced people telling people how life is supposed to be. So I think that be around men who have the experience, who have been there, who have been married, who know what it is to have a family, know what it is to have children, and know what it is to, work hard and work diligently to take care of your family. So I think what you said and also adding good people and good circles around you as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't disagree with that. Well said, sir. Well said. Okay. Drelly, let's get back to you, man. When it comes to a lady that grabs your attention, is there a gray area that she can operate in? Is everything black and white, or is it let me see if I can put this a better way. You see a lady across the room, you're interested in her. You approach, you say, hi, how are you doing? Is there any sort of a attitude or demeanor that she could present to you that may be a turnoff, or are you willing to consider everything until you get to know her?
Oh no, there's definitely stuff she can do to turn me off now.
Okay.
I used to give people that kind of latitude and rope. Not these days. Bro, I ain't been like that in a minute though.
Okay.
You can't. There's some things that are just automatic. Like, okay, the attitude. If she turns around like she's like, oh, this guy. Attitude like, oh, this guy comes up and talks to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm done. I already know your mindset is not in the right place. Yeah, it could change, but why take that chance? Why would I spend time with that? No, I came up to you and said hello. How does me approaching you warrant that reaction?
Mm-hmm. Understandable. The reason I asked, when me and the missus are out, we see so many instances where people are just meeting. It's always a relaxed atmosphere. And we see so many guys, that may approach, and the lady has sort of a smugness to her, like, like you're intruding on her day. When you're
that whole thing.
You know what I mean? You're trying to be nice to a young lady, and it's like, well, there's certain questions that you can't ask me, certain questions that you can ask me. Maybe you can buy my friends a drink, but again, just a certain demeanor. And I just want to know now, is that the moment to pull back, or do a lot of men look past that and want to get to know her, even under those circumstances? She wasn't the most pleasurable when I first met her, and I looked past it. And now I want to know why she's not so agreeable, why she's so displeasurable. But it was an indication of that in your initial contact with her, you chose to look past it. And I'm just thinking about that Friday night, Black Man Unfiltered, where maybe we as men, we look past and kind of enable women with their attitudes, with their demeanor, with their stinkness, like we're intruding on their life because we want to take care and provide for them and just be nice to them.
Yeah, I just saw that. Ayanla did an interview with Angela Yee, and Ayanla said that too. She said right now, she said, I'm seeing in my therapy, as well as seeing in public places, that women are just mean as hell. She said they're mean. You can't talk to them. They have smart mouths. They got attitudes. They're just mean as hell. And how can you expect a man to walk up to you politely, well-groomed guy, walk up to you and say, hey, excuse me, how are you? Well, how the fuck you think I am? How does a man continue on with that? And the simps, like you alluded to earlier, will be like, man, I like that toxic shit. Hell, that's what I'm talking about, right? Encouraging bad behavior. And then 6 months later, when she stabbed your ass, you're playing victim. But I think that, I think I agree with Ayala. I think that the world is in a bad place right now. I think that you can't really approach, I'm not going to say all women, some women, you just can't approach them. They don't want to hear what you have to say, or they mean, you know, if you're not coming to them with some toxic shit. Because one thing a woman cannot stand is a man that don't need them.
That is true. That is absolutely true. And I wouldn't disagree with what you or Sister Ayala is saying, only because of, you know, sugar, spice, and everything nice. I come from a certain time where we thought women were a particular way. And it's just, you know, not like that now. Very, very disingenuous, very surly, very disconnected from, you know, these green flags that I've been talking about, just giving a F about things, just caring, just curating. These things are actually shamed nowadays. And that's what got me so animate, you know, today, is because we often discuss what we're not looking for. We all know, you know, what a good person is ultimately, but yet we sit in these boxes. We go through 2023 and what's about to be 2024, making everything so subjective that being a good person is now subjective. Being a moral person is now subjective. And if our ancestors were to hear what's going on now, they would be shocked and chagrined. And for me to sit idly by again at almost 50 years old coming up, to see the kids, you know, booty holes are brown. The mothers don't want to be wives, mothers, or anything. And if I say something, I'm dragging women, but I got dominion over every animal on this earth, including women, especially the disagreeable, cantankerous ones that think everything is about them, because I'm not even talking to them. I'm talking to their children. The one that has to be raised by her ass and knows he wants something different. He wants his children to be raised by a woman of quality. So listen, young man, you only got to be 18 and you can even start to think about how you want to start and plan your trajectory before that. But all you need is motivation, and I'm here to be that. Break the cycle, break the generational curses. You don't have to make any excuses. You can do it. If we did it, our parents did it, you can do it too. And guess what told me that? Hip hop told me that. I'm gonna pull up this clip right here. Where is it? It's right here. That's what I had in my mind. Stop making all the excuses. My mother died when I was 9. I did not want to die when Madison was 9. I didn't want to die when Ashanti was 9, or Leah was 9, or Jordan was 9. So I made the necessary precautions. I ate better. I was more conscious in the way that I moved and the decisions that I made, because I wanted to break the cycle of not having a family, not having function, not having structure, not having discipline. And I changed the whole shit, me, by myself. I changed the cycle. I broke it. But it's a conscious thing. I have to do this every day in order to say, you know what? If my kids fuck up their inheritance, because a lot of y'all talk about legacy, but guess what? Legacy means everybody did what they supposed to do. How you know your kids is going to keep the money in the family and not burn this shit up? You know how many families I see that intended legacy, Mr. Harris, but the first generation sold a fucking house? Gone. Legacy that grandma thought about, gone, out the window. She didn't think her kids wanted to smoke the fucking house up, but they did. So we talk about legacy, but that we got to put the right things in our children in order for them to do the right things, to put the right things in their children in order to have legacy. But we can't even say shame on horrible ass fucking parents so that we can actually have legacy. You stupid asses. It's all about you. It's not about you. It's not about
Mr. HeSaiD, you gotta care for them. You can't shame them, because shaming does not work. And you have to be sweet and delicate, and you have to know how to talk to them, because if you don't, they're not gonna do right. And you have to, you know, that's what it is, Mr. HeSaiD. What are you talking about right now? They're saying that you're supposed to talk to the people, not shame them, because it's just not working.
I had that conversation just last night. Someone's telling me, why shame? Shame doesn't work. Like, it does work. I said, there's nothing I've ever been shamed for that I'd ever repeat it again. Anything I've ever been shamed about, like my folks shame me for it. Yeah, no, never repeated that. I've gotten whoopings and did the same thing again. I've been put on punishment, did the same thing again. But honestly, like, I remember you, because you and the missus always talk about shame and everything. I actually sat down and thought about it. I never repeated the offense that I was shamed for. Not one time. Never repeated it. I'm like,
you have morals.
Right. It's just like, what do you mean it don't work?
A moral compass, and that's the thing. People want to, plant the landmines to suppress the moral compass and make everything subjective, and that's why it doesn't work, because they know that it's needed and necessary to change their behavior. And since they don't want to change their behavior, they'll continue to make up all of the deflections. Again, bandit, mammy, and weird. If I hear these words again, I'm going to explode, because there's no originality. But Dr. Nakumbe tells me I can't say delusional because it's a medical term. And like, the world is so crazy that it only protects the modern Black woman. Anybody else, you can use delusional on them and it's fine. You can use shame on them, that's fine. Again, I don't want no scrubs was never a talking point. No one ever said, stop using that talking point against men. What do you mean if he lives at home with his mama? Oh yeah, son, I'm talking to you. Don't say that to men. What do you mean if you got a shorty and you don't show love, I'm talking to you? Don't say that to men, because you're all saying it. It's a talking point. Nobody said that. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a job if you want to be with me. Nobody said that's a talking point. Oh, all the women around the country are singing that. That's now a talking point. It's a singing point, actually. No one said that. No one comes to our.
Hey, you know what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, you know what I was gonna say, man? I went home for Thanksgiving, New Orleans, Louisiana, man. I had an opportunity to go and support my nephew and my brother who play in the Grambling State Marching Band. And so while I was there, the man in the crowd said, yeah, I got a hit for y'all right now. And he plays Sexy Red Skeet. When I tell you, when he turned this song on, two things happened that me and my wife were looking at each other. And he said, he turned it on and all the women, 40, 50, 30, 29, ski. I said, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? Ski? I said, whoa. I know these kids, I know these grown ass women is not singing Sexy Red in here right now. Then he put on Side Piece by Big Pokey. And he said, my side piece, he turned it down and said, how many of y'all women here right now, side chicks here with your dude? Half I guarantee you 45% of the stadium start screaming and jumping up and down.
Stop playing.
I will put my wife on here right now and she will tell you what I'm telling you, bro. 45% there. So my wife said, oh my God, these bitches are bold.
Jesus.
45% of that fucking stadium was, he said, how many of y'all are here this weekend and y'all side chicks and you with your dude? 45% of the stadium. Yeah! Woo! I couldn't believe it, bro. I could not believe it, bro. It just blew my mind.
What's the pop, Doc?
Yeah.
Doc is in the building, y'all.
Evening, gentlemen, and those in the chat. Thank you for allowing me up and sharing in this space. Very good, awesome conversation. When I get a moment, we'd love to. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can't hear him because he's muted.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I see you.
Mr. HeSaiD was muted for a minute.
I thought Doc was getting ready to start cooking. He
yeah. Cool. I was asking for the space. Thank you. Real quick, what I would like to say, I heard about delusional. Is one of the things that I haven't talked to, but when I talk about, let's not diagnose people, let's be careful. The part that's not talked about is not everyone, a majority of people, and more are taking these diagnoses and these titles There's not so much that we're putting it on them as much as people are, that's what they're living by now, these titles. I have anxiety. Stop. Not everything is mental illness. Not everything is mental illness. Anxiety is natural. If I put you in a lion's cage, if I put a weapon in front of you, you are going to experience fear. Even the most psycho person has something that sends some vibes through the body. That is natural anxiety. That is not the same as a disorder. So when we say stuff like that person's delusional, every time you turn and look delusional, then people say, oh, I think I could be delusional. And then they want to take on this mental health diagnosis and now pity me. And I'm not talking, if you have a diagnosis, don't take this personal. I don't really want to get into trigger warnings and all that. So I'm not slamming mental health. Clearly, I work in the field. I'm talking about those who are not mentally ill, but taking on these titles. So my whole goal in saying, just to be clear for those who've not heard me say this part, when I'm talking about, let's not put these titles out there because people grab them and hold on to them and weaken their position because they use this as their crutch. It is bullshit. Often when I say, it doesn't work like that, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, it doesn't work like that. Those who are truly impacted by mental health, it would be wonderful if they could do that. Those who surrender, submit, subscribe, who identify with it because it's a fad, it's a fun thing to do, it's a TikTok moment, it's a whatever, that bullshit right there, stop. Let's not give them any titles. Let's call it what it is. You're afraid, you're acting on some bullshit, you're afraid to be a parent, you're afraid to do this, whatever we want to call it. And I just want to clarify the difference between mental health symptoms and those who are just taking the titles and running.
Thank you, Doc. We appreciate that. Well said. Y'all heard Doc. Stop making excuses. Articulate what's going on with you so we can all have an amazing, honest discussion. Doc, you in the hot seat now. Yes. Green flags. We talking about green flags, good characteristics, things to look for in a potential wife, an amazing woman. What would you add on to our list that you didn't hear, or if you want to chime in on anything that you did, sir?
Yes, the list that you and Mandrell were speaking to and those and the responses that you were replying to, they all sound wonderful. Please excuse me. Not fragile as in weak, but fragile as in dazed right now. So you have the dazed version of the doc because of some personal experiences I've just recently had. And I'd actually put in the chat, I think to BMU, but I heard Mandrell say it as well about simp. Can I clarify, what do you guys mean by simp? What's your definition?
So for me, a simp is someone who overextends to get the attention or affection of a woman that is not giving any choosing signals or reciprocating actions.
Okay. And Mandrell, may I ask, what's your version?
That was pretty much my definition of it as well. I mean, because I was telling him about some. He asked me, do I know of anything like that? I told him, yeah, I've experienced that as well. You know, giving. This person not interested in me. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling him, I said, and you know it when you're going through it. You know, you see the signs. We all see them. I saw them, but I just, you give them a pass because you're really into this person. You really want it to work. I was talking about my, giving a little bit of my experience with that too. I said it happens to the best of us.
Right. Okay. The reason I ask is because whenever I hear simp or someone being nice, and them being nice, that means they're a simp. And it's like, well, then what are green flags? Because I run into the women who, my personality, sorry, I'm kind of all over, but let me back up. My personality and my core group, I'm the bold one. You like her? Excuse me, miss, excuse me. Yeah, my guy over there. So I'm the bold one in my little group.
Here's the thing, Doc, he was lying. He did not like her. You know why I say that? Because he did not go over and tell her that he likes her.
Okay.
If I like somebody, you're gonna know I like him because you're gonna see me on her ear like an ear.
Yep. Okay, I'll roll with that. Let me add this piece.
Sure.
For the guy who feels he's inadequate, he likes her, but he's afraid he might not be able to get her. He believes that his approach might fail and then he'll lose this opportunity. So while he's over there in pause moment and thinking and contemplating, I'm going over saying, hey, goof around and miss this opportunity if you want to. Excuse me, miss. And then over the last decade, those who, want to look at me like I'm short, that's fine, because sometimes, people are behind you sometimes. So you never know if they're looking at the person behind you, or when they start talking crazy, you just never know who's. So I look around to see who's the short person and who's the crazy person that they're talking to. And so for me, that doesn't necessarily start with the red flag, because that might be her weapon. That might be her way of shifting through the BS to get the guy who's going to stand his ground, that will stay there, that can take a harsh conversation, so to speak. So to me, is one that knows how to do that without actually presenting ugly. There's a difference between sliding your coat to the side a little bit, and clearly people know what's inside the inside pocket, and needing to take the coat off and pull the weapon out. I think a green card is someone who knows how to show balance, which I heard you guys talking about, her mental health, physical health, the way she talks, the way she doesn't talk. Not only what she's saying, what she's not saying, how she manages her family's issues. So if the family is rooted in mental health, does she follow on that? If the family is rooted in chaos and craziness, does she follow that? Or if the family is rooted in just peace and quiet and tiptoeing and eggshell walking and afraid, is she following that? So someone who knows how to go forth with what she wants and needs, but has principles, values, and willing to work, not partner, because I know partner is different when you're married or boyfriend and girlfriend. I think a partner more is business, or a partner in my industries because of the mix of male, female, all the different genders and all that, so they come up with a partner. So in closing, in landing, one who understands when we actually join into a relationship that is not 100% about her, not 100% about me, and we have our we stuff that we build together, and she has that flexibility.
Indeed. Thank you, sir. Mandrelli, what you got, man? What you think about what you heard so far?
That's brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Not much to add or say anything to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of take it as it is.
Indeed. Okay.
But if I may add real quick, but do you know the sucky part, and where I think men get defeated, is when you meet someone who's not true to their startup. It looks good on the show floor. It looks good when you test drive it. But I didn't know sometimes the salespeople at the car places, they actually go in and manipulate some of the buttons. They put it on sport mode. They do all kinds of things for the test drive. But then when you get it, it doesn't operate that way. And I think that's what really defeats people. And what were green flags or continue to be green flags, it turned red because you feel deceived, tricked, manipulated. You said you wanted a good man. As far as I know, and I can't see beyond the tip of my nose, but for what I'm hearing, I'm a good man. You want a supportive man. When I'm saying to you, hey, how can I support your mission? I'm part of your mission. That sounds supportive to me. But because I didn't pay you money, because I didn't send you something, because the gift that I gave you was a single rose, and you said that could die. And I heard what you were talking about, the flowers and being able to sustain the flower's life. But anyway, I just want to say some green flags that sound like, oh, I like that. Sounds good to me. But quickly, they start to turn pink, red, and maroon because it seems like the job description gets flipped or the goalpost moves. So I just wanted to add that piece.
Okay. Last one. If you were talking to a young man that's going to transition from being a boy to a man, what would you suggest that he has in his toolbox to make that transition?
Mentors. Because speaking of Mandrell, he's here. A lot of times I've listened to you, Mandrell, talk about how you and your sister had to forge forward a lot on your own, not as in no parents, but getting out into the big world So when I think, well, who was his mentor? Who was her mentor, and how did they do it? And Mr.HeSaiD, I just heard you talk about how you took on this legacy, or you're breaking the cycle on your own. So I think it takes someone who has the capacity to know this is what I should have in my tool chest. Meaning they know up front that they should have a bag of tricks, tools, whatever. They know it and they accept it. They also are able to recognize boy from man. And of course, they have to understand or identify what is a man. What does it mean to be manly? I would also say they should travel and explore the world, because right here in my lane, this is what a man looks like. It's all I really know of what a man looks like. What the barber taught me, what my coach taught me, what I observed from my teacher, what I observed from my father, those immediate people. This is what I know a man to be. So if he was a drunk, this is what I know him to be. If he was quiet, soft, a preacher, this is what I know him to be. Explore, see the world, and develop this definition of what a man is. So when you're developing into that role, you have ideas to collect from, a set of values, morals, dignity, respect, and of course there's different definitions of respect. So define your definition, have some consistency about yourself, and some strength, not just muscle, but mental strength, so you can commit to your commitment. Nothing like a person who is fragile and flapping in the wind. You see those air things out there when it's tax season, one of those things that keep doing. You ever see one of those balloon things?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you find some mental strength. That's my thought.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I know the young fellas will appreciate that.
Mentors, yeah. You need those.
Drelly, what you got, man? You want to add on anything?
No, he was talking about mentors. I was like, yeah, because while he was talking about it, I was thinking about like things I learned from people. I haven't learned from people on TV. Like a lot of my dress sense came from watching James Bond films.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people laugh at me when I say that, but like when I thought of a man, like what kind of man I wanted to be, it was Sean Connery. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so Roger Moore's cool too, but he was too cool. Sean Connery get in there and get his hands dirty.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think that's important to just humble yourself. Sometimes we got to get out of our own way and humble ourselves enough to see, something that we identify in another man, and it's okay to admire. It's okay to want to, kind of take that in and use it to help shape and mold you into whatever type of man you're trying to be. I think that's where we really have our biggest problem. I said this to my wife many years ago when I saw, everything that's going to happen and what's happening right now, is that we've reduced ourselves to not seeing each other as men, as brothers, as uncles, as cousins. We don't have that empathy anymore. I see you as an opposition, as another ninja, as a G, as a gangster, as, just something different that requires empathy, that requires de-escalation, that requires articulation, that requires, maybe we got off on the wrong foot, brother. Can we backtrack this and start from zero? We don't do that because all we see is our adversary over there. An op is what the kids call it. And I think that's really where we really got to start to see our brothers as something different, but we have to depict and present ourselves as something positive, as something upstanding, as something positive movement and development minded as men. That's why I put up 15 different types of men and want to know, you have to know which one you are before you start looking for these green flags. Are you the nice guy? Are you the macho man? Are you, the sports guy? Are you the gentleman? Are you the simp? But you got to know who you are before you start to attract what you want. Do you guys think I'm way off with that, or has some validity to it?
No, but I ask, where do you learn that? I mean, that sounds like a duh. But if a person is raised in a home, what happens in our home stays in our home. We are your family. Don't get it confused. That's not your friend. I'm your daddy. I'm your mama. So we grow up in some homes where everything is This is all we really know. And so as far as outside of this, you are not my friend. You're trying to teach me for what's the scam? What are you really trying to do? So we grow up in this skepticism and limited trust, but in the name of honor to the family for some. So how do I break past that? And one, how do I even recognize that my view is a home family view, but not a world view, and that I shouldn't be intimidated by, if I grew up in a home where we watch sports, and the people were always rooting like, yeah, that's your team. You don't deviate from your team. So how can I then listen to you, Mr.HeSaiD, and say, I like some qualities about him. Damn, him and Mr.HeSaiD together for all those years. How did they do that? That's outside of this camp. So how do I know what would I do? Or how would I know that it's okay to like those qualities?
I mean, I think it all starts from visiting other places, like you said, whether it's just the house next door, the house on the next block, you go to college and you visit your roommate's hometown. But I think it's when you go into other parts of the world and you find out that the world operates different than just inside my house. Inside my house is not the only place of existence. And once you start to see that some of the things don't line up with the way everyone else does things, I think it opens Pandora's box. And you want to know, what else was I mistaught or misled or misinformed about? And that is what starts to shape your identity and personality, because you're trying to find this gray area between blood is thicker than water, but there's a whole world out here that has potential water, potential blood, potential oil and mud and everything else. So I think it really starts when you see a different family, a different experience and a different circumstance, to know that inside of my house is not the only house in the world. What do you think, Jolie?
Absolutely. Like in the Army, it was fascinating to actually watch people grow and change, because they're now being exposed to things that they had never thought of. Like, I was exposed to white people who had never seen a black person in person their entire life. They were exposed to a black person for the first time ever in life when they met me, and so they saw that black people aren't all bad. Like, they're asking me crazy questions like, hey, why do black people kill each other? I'm like, white people kill each other too all the time, but not like black people. But then we got into that discussion and everything, and so I educated them, you know what I'm saying? But and so they learned a lot. And then like the things I learned just from travel, it was amazing. And that kind of change, that kind of knowledge you gain is priceless. You do see the differences, and you do pick up on things that, okay, I want to be able to do that, or talk like this, or think like that. You know what I mean? So you start talking to these people. What literature did you read? Where'd you find out this and that? And I go look it up myself. That kind of knowledge and growth is priceless. You can't put a price on that. No way. So I agree with you and Doc. You do need to get out of your comfort zone, out of your bubble, and go see the world and learn as much as you can. Experience as much of it as you can, because the person you come back as, man, is a different person, and that kind of knowledge is priceless.
Gray zone question.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you guys when you got to do that, or compared to when they say you should actually be a man? If I should be a man at 16, 17, 18, I'm actually not having those opportunities, what we just talked about, until 20, 25, 30. That gray zone, what do I do?
You are absolutely right, and that's a great point. For me, it started early. Again, losing my mom kind of set me on a trajectory, that I didn't want to be on. So, I'm a little different than everybody else. I would say, if I had to answer that question, I think that understanding that maturity, is your decision, that you're ultimately going to become an adult, and the type of an adult is up to you, no matter what was put into us, no matter what, was our home foundation. We have to go out, create a home for ourselves, and then we have to start a whole nother trajectory from there. I would keep that in mind in how to move. I want to add on to what Mandrell was talking about, because I had some of the same conversations in the class I was just telling you guys about that I was in with Sarah, predominantly white area, and the same exact conversations that you're having, Mandrell, the lack of understanding, the insensitive questions, and how I tie it into this conversation is the legacy that I was talking about is contingent. And that leaving that classroom, it was contingent as well. And the last thing that I said to those people before I graduated was, you guys seen me. You seen Sarah showing up to class every day on time. When class is canceled, we upset. We want to learn. So now you know that there's Black people here that put their best foot forward, that want to learn, that don't exhibit these characteristics that you guys don't understand exist. But here's the thing. If you don't articulate it to your counterparts at the fucking dinner parties, in the back room at Thanksgiving, if they say, yeah, you know, Black people ignorant, and you sit quiet, knowing you had class with me and Sarah, you a fucking coward. And that's the thing, just like legacy, Doc, these things are contingent. So if you don't have the nuts, the wherewithal to carry this on, to stand up against the majority, even when you might be wrong or they may think you wrong, I think that's where we get the fuel in our families. Sometimes what happens in this house stays in this house. And those things, we see those things as kind of eye openers. Like that's not how it was supposed to be. And when we visit our friends, when we see, you know, my grandmother gives me my Social Security check for my parents dying. When I met a friend that said that, I said, holy shit, wait, they do what? They say, yes, my money. My parents died. I said, holy shit, my grandmother takes all my money and it makes me be appreciative of having a roof over my head, which I'll probably pay for. So again, when you get out, you meet these other people, start to get these little bits of sand of knowledge, and you realize that knowledge is a beach. You like, shit, maybe I can be, you know, doing something different, or maybe I should be thinking about individualizing my life so that I don't put bullshit into my kids. I don't plant lies into my kids and unwarranted, you know, loyalty and allegiances and appreciation for things that I'm supposed to do for them. That's what that taught me, that I don't get congratulations for taking care of my children, for putting a roof over their head and clothes on their back. That's not something that they're supposed to be appreciative to me for. This is what I'm supposed to do. And it's that letting them know that they are worth it. This is what you deserve. This is the obligation I made to you. This is not something you're supposed to be happy for. This is what I'm supposed to do. So I think, you know, again, just trying to plant those seeds of honesty, of, you know, as people make our own decisions and set our own function or dysfunction in our life. I think that's really what I wanted to drive home today. And the green flags, you'll be able to notice those ladies from the ones that are different. And I wanted the young fellas to just hear, you know, a little bit of this, me putting it together today, how passionate it was going to be, and take it how they want. What do you guys think?
If you, I mean, not verbatim, but I would ask for a double down, because there were a couple of words in there, and I'm not doing word soup, but I think and I hope it is a must. But understanding the clinical piece, most likely those people who need to do it won't do it. The people who are in that classroom or wherever in that coffee house around you saying, you guys went to class and it was the day you were hoping for, we magnetically attract. We're going to magnetically attract those who don't want, because we do want. So even though it seems amazing, like, why is this idiot? But those are the people, they are attracted to the strong. So people like you and Mandrell who said, we are going to do it. We are going to break away from the norm. You gave yourself permission. You gave yourself permission. For those in the back, men out there, young brothers, men across the world, give yourself permission to do what exactly you heard from Mr.HeSaiD, what he just said. Give yourself permission to do it, because you may be magnetically attracted to these people, but cower out of fear on whatever consequences. There's going to be consequences in life no matter what. So please, that's a double down to what Mr.HeSaiD said and what Mandrell was saying earlier. Triple down. Give yourself permission to do it. Don't just try. Do it and learn as you go.
You got this. You got this, fellas. You got this. This was an amazing conversation, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and putting up with me. Drelly, you was first in, man. You first out. You got some final thoughts?
Final thoughts, people, don't be so selfish. If you're looking for marriage, you have to be selfless. You really do. And you can't move in fear. What if he does this? What if she does that? If you're thinking like that, you're already divorced. And you haven't even met the person yet. From my perspective, that's the way it works. You have to be for her. She has to be for you. You do what you do for her and your family, you know, and she reciprocates that. She sees what you're doing. So she's like, hey, I got to take care of my husband and support him so he can continue to do the things that he's doing. I have to provide for my family so they have a roof over their heads. I have to educate myself so I can have some education and knowledge to pass down to my children. And I can direct my wife in the right direction when she needs it. You know what I'm saying? So it all goes hand to hand. I mean, one hand washes the other and both hands wash the face.
Yes, indeed.
That's the way it works. And both of you have to have either the same or that similar ideology in order for it to work. That's what I've noticed. People have two completely different ideas and ideologies on what marriage is, and they get together and it just doesn't mesh. You know, hopefully you guys can find better and do better.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, gentlemen. You got the tools. Give yourself permission. Doc, it's on you, man. Final thoughts?
In short, and not wanting to circle to say things I've already said, please understand your current state of mind. Your current state of mind, because when we're looking at green flags, we may be looking for comfort. We might be looking for comfort, which is not necessarily the type of flag, type of characteristic that you need so you can really thrive and do your best and bring the best of you, not just the rest of you, to your relationship. Be very mindful of your current state of mind when you're seeking, when you're attracting, because if it's out of a faulty state, if it's out of a misconception, a false belief, a lie that you've been telling yourself, a false narrative, then you're going to attract the green flags you're looking for, but you might end up destroying some lives and opportunities and relationships. So please make sure you get your mind straight first, and then seek these potential partners, wives, girlfriends, and know how to nurture that relationship, because you've known how to first nurture yourself. With that, brother, Mr.HeSaiD, Mandrell, and those in the chat, I appreciate the opportunity to share these perspectives with you. Please.
Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you. Appreciate both of y'all, man. You can catch both of those guys on Black Man Unfiltered Network. Drelly is on with his sister, unapologetically. Finish that.
Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu.
There you go, with Mandrell.
And we are going to be coming back, people. I know some people have asked, "When you guys going to do another episode?" We are gonna do some more episodes.
We looking for you. And shout out to Shushu. Y'all look for her in episode 3 of Power.
Yeah. I think that premieres this weekend, doesn't it?
Maybe next weekend. I think they just had the first episode this weekend. But I definitely gotta, show love for her. And Dr. Nakumbe is on, him and Coach K with, finish that one for me.
Breaking the cycle. So the mental health misconceptions, myths, and all those things. Breaking the cycle, where we talk about mental health being better, stronger individuals, families, for you and your community. On Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Time. Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Time, Coach K and I. And then I'm on here and there on some of the other nights as well.
And what time for you, Drelly? What time for y'all?
8:30. Yeah, it's Central Standard Time on Wednesdays. I also have my other YouTube channel, The Big Picture 211. Y'all can check that out. I have episodes coming out because I know the series where I gained a lot of weight on purpose.
Okay.
And I'm showing the process of losing the weight. So you see every workout routine that I do, every exercise. You see what I eat, and you get the sets and reps too that I'm doing. So you can follow along and try that out. I wouldn't recommend it because it's rough.
the morning getting it in.
Right, it's rough, but you can try it if you like. I mean, good luck to you, and you're gonna see results. So I mean, just it's awkward because I'm putting myself out there, so it's awkward for me. I'm not used to doing stuff like that. So, but try something new. Hopefully, it'll inspire people.
I'll give you a plug in a very positive way. Not seeing the exercises, but seeing your visual on the cam and all that, and seeing the transformation, hearing your dedication, hearing your sacrifices. And my understanding, even winning some acknowledgments and some awards for your work. So from my understanding, it actually works. But people, you have to be ready, you have to be real. And it's a sacrifice or an investment. So please don't just go over there thinking, hey, tell me this and tell me that. Look for the quick question and the quick answer. It doesn't work like that. Be ready, dedication, sacrifice, investment, and check him out.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you fellas for coming through, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna drop y'all down and I'm gonna hit them with my final words and I'm gonna get out of here, man. Well, this was dope, man. I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of information, green flags on what to look for in an amazing young lady, a potential wife. And I thought it was just good to bring some information to the fellas. So again, fellas, just pick and choose your spots, man. Relationships are not transactional. They are reciprocal, but not transactional. It's not a tit for tat. You are not trying to win. You are looking for somebody to sub to your mission and be on your team, not in opposition. I want you guys to keep that in mind. Placing her on a pedestal immediately puts you at a lower position, fellas. So let her know that you absolutely appreciate her, you love her, you admire her, and you will do all of the things necessary to keep her. But her value is not greater than yours. It is not greater than yours. You are both human beings. You are both in this relationship together. So let's be mindful. Let's be conscious. And let's know that we worth it, fellas. Be someone that someone wants to be with. I can't stress that enough. A relationship is a mirror. Are you a good reflection? Do you present a mirror that is able to give your spouse a good reflection of themselves? You cannot behave any kind of way you want and think that they're going to be an exemplary, reflection of your relationship. It's not honest. It's not upstanding, and it's not something that any human deserves. When we walk through life with somebody, we want it to be a harmonious walk. We know it's a roller coaster ride, but we want it to be harmonious. We have to be on the same team. We have to see this world together through the same lens, having the same goals, and meeting somewhere in the middle if we don't. Sarah chimed in. Shout out to you, Sarah. I appreciate you so much. Doc checked in as well. She said, I want to thank everyone for such an amazing show. Thank you, Mr.HeSaiD, Mr.HeSaiD, love and abundance, for always showing love. Y'all inspire me to be better and to do better, and us as well, sis. Keep doing what you're doing up there. We appreciate you. Inye said, great discussion. Thank you, sis. Appreciate you having you in. Always a pleasure. I look forward to chopping it up with y'all soon. Doc said, thanks for allowing me to share in this space. Giving shout out to the family, to the tribe, and to the mods. Drelly is in the back giving shout outs. I'm coming back there in a second, Drelly. Let me go ahead and finish this last one, man. All's fair in love and war. No matter how many of these things you do, the green flags you see, the red flags, nothing is guaranteed. All we can do is, like we did when we fell off our bike. We get up, we dust off our knees, we get back on that motherfucker, and we ride again. So, keep that in mind, fellas. I know you want an amazing woman, but it's not a guarantee that it's all going to happen the first time. So keep pushing forward. Keep understanding that you are worthy. You do deserve a woman that respects you, that subs to your mission. And if she does that, she has no excuse to not do that, fellas. So, tap in, man. You guys are worth it. I appreciate y'all for coming in and chilling out with me. I am one half of He Said, She Said, Love and Abundance.
He said, she said.
He said, she said. I call myself Mr. HeSaiD. Y'all call me Peace to the God.
Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
I'm out of here, man, and I'm from fucking New York City. Don't ever fucking forget it. Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. I tell you what part I'm from. It's not a secret.
Pause, may like me like Italian bread, long with a lot of dough in the middle. May all the ups and downs be in between the sheets, and may we all avoid these motherfucking skeezers, dick teasers, and weirdos.
Y'all have an amazing weekend. Do something good for somebody other than yourself. That's when real character shines through, and tap in with the God. Peace to the gods and the earths. Cuteness, what up?
Too much, you might. 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 Too much, too many crabs in a barrel, but I'd rather hang around family and battle. It's too much, too many dripping in sauce, and I ain't hating on nobody, they can get lost. It's too much, trying to help a nigga out, the only thing they care about is internet cloud. It's too much, niggas sounding like each other and they all dead wrong, they don't even get along. Too much, you might. 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 Too much, you might.